Entitlement and corruption have plagued our law enforcement, and they continue to spread terror. However, today we'll be going through some refreshing cases where these tyrants were owned by the public. On July 3rd, 2024, CJ, who runs Denver Metro audits, uploaded a video to his YouTube channel. His aim was to shed light on corruption in Fort Worth, inspired by the troubling situation that his friend Carolina faced.
Caroline, we're busy. Go to the other side of the street. You can go.
There's no investigation. There's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street or you're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you again.
What are you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right now.
Wait, tell me why first. We're doing it.
You're under arrest. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Stop. Stop resisting.
She's bleeding.
Why do you want to know? And we're not towing these cars off that I know. Or why do you want to know? This is a hit and run investigation. And I saw Kruger jump out of the car. I didn't think anything of Kruger because I had made friends with him earlier, 4 months earlier, I think. I didn't make friends with him where I got his phone number. I made friends with him where we had an understanding. So I said, hey Kruger, how are you? I didn't think anything of it. So I just really didn't even pay attention to him at all, which I should have, but I didn't, because I didn't think he was a threat. And I think he said, forget about it. I've asked you too many times or whatever. You're under arrest. And I was like, oh, I didn't want to go to jail that night. That's why I said, no, because I thought she was going to answer me. I thought he answered the group, but it just didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. And I don't know how I felt. I'll have to look. But that's how that happened. That's how I interacted with him. I had no idea he was going to do that to me. If I knew he was that dangerous, I would have listened to him. You know, I would have jumped and ran across the street, but I didn't feel like I had to because I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong. That's why I didn't jump.
Officer Matthew Kruger was not only responsible for the unjustified arrest of Carolina, but also for mercilessly attacking her. The injuries she sustained included 2 black eyes, stitches in her lip, a dislocated shoulder, a dislocated elbow, and extensive bruising across her body. Seeing how badly the Fort Worth police treated Carolina, CJ knew he had to dig into this. He spent 4 days on the ground, collecting all the evidence he could to reveal what was really happening.
I don't know who that is. Hey, turn your headlights on.
Driving recklessly and no headlights.
What's up?
Oh, I just heard there was like 4 people on here. So.
Oh no, they're just requesting a complaint form, so.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna grab a form.
Okay, cool.
Hey man, you didn't have your lights on, bro. Hey.
Do you have anything in there that we need?
Yeah, I was talking to you, man. You just walked away from me. All right, cool, man. Have a good night.
Anything in the
Good way to interface with the public.
Hey, can we take a look at your car? Can we search it? Can we get you, so are you guys from Texas?
No.
Or just everywhere?
I'm not from here. Actually, I flew in today out of state.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard our friend Carolina in Fort Worth. She got tackled and slammed down to the ground by Fort Worth police officer Matthew Kruger.
Nope.
And he busted her head open, and she had to get stitches, and she had 2 black eyes, and then they charged her with interference.
Was it during the day?
I was at nighttime a couple nights ago. So that's why I flew in.
Okay. My old ones though, I just got promoted.
Yeah, but look, he seems cool, but he fits the description.
During the audit, CJ and a few of his partners cornered one of the first officers they encountered, Officer Deutsch. Despite his attempts to stay calm, the crowd couldn't shake the suspicion that he might be linked to the corrupt officers they were investigating.
So I got a question for you, man.
Yes,
What do you think about your buddy Kruger?
I don't know who he is.
You don't know who Kruger is? You didn't get the memo?
No, I mean, I know what happened.
Oh, you just don't know him personally?
No.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Do you have anything to say about his actions?
I have nothing to say.
No? Okay. What do you think? It was a good idea for him to slam a 61-year-old woman like that and give her stitches and concussion, knock her out?
Anybody getting hurt is sad and tragic, but I don't have anything to say about what he did. But I hope she makes a speedy recovery. I actually do. I'm not being.
Yeah, she got her shoulder dislocated and her elbow. She's in a sling. Do you think that was an appropriate use of force for him to use on her?
Like I said, I'm not going to comment on any of that, but I hope she has a speedy recovery.
Okay. You got a business card I can take with me?
I don't have a complaint card on me.
No, not a complaint, a business card.
No, not with my name. No, well, I'm just
okay.
Most of us B cops don't have our personal cards. We just have city cards.
Can I just get your name and badge number then?
Yeah, Officer Turner, 4949.
Thank you, Turner.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
After wrapping up interviews with a few more beat cops, the auditor and his team called it a night, but they weren't done yet.
How's it going today, guys? Oh, just you by yourself? Yeah, he couldn't roll his window up faster. Did you see that, guys? He couldn't wait. I think it's about shift change, so let's go talk to this guy. See if he wants to talk to us. I'm sure he'll just pass us right up.
Despite the Fort Worth police station being closed, CJ hung around the parking lot, hoping to catch a glimpse of Officer Kruger, but to no avail.
Huh?
You smell?
Yeah, can I talk to an officer? You guys were closed. I came to the lobby to see if I talked to someone, and I didn't know you guys closed so early.
I don't know. Let me park my car.
Okay, cool. Oh, the guy just zoomed in. Who is that guy? 495. Car number 495. Is that him? It looks like him.
So what do you need help with, man?
Oh, I wanted to talk to someone. I wanted to file a complaint against an officer, and then I wanted to see if maybe there's like a PIO or something I could talk to.
We don't have any. The PIO office is not here. You'll have to go down to Felix, our headquarters.
Oh, it's the one on Houston?
No, you know where it's 501 West Felix?
Okay,
Down there off of, yeah,
501 West Felix.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where Internal Affairs is if you want to file a complaint on an officer.
Okay.
And that's where the PIO office is as well. This is neighbor policing officers and our director patrol unit, and then next door is
Who's that guy right there in the beard?
I have no idea.
You don't know him? Okay.
I think he's with I don't know if he works at the billing. Okay.
And they actually charged her with all these charges, interference and resisting and all this stuff. He literally knocked her out. She was snoring. You could hear her snoring.
Yeah.
And then he was yelling, "Stop resisting," as she's knocked out on the concrete. I went to go check out the scene. There's a big pool of blood still there in the cement. It's pretty egregious, man. And you know, he's probably, I hope really that he gets charged with, you know, felony assault.
When did it happen?
She's a 61-year-old woman. Happened a few nights ago, Saturday night, I believe.
Determined to get justice, CJ realized he needed to contact Internal Affairs to officially file a complaint against Officer Kruger. On his third day in Fort Worth, he headed to the Bob Bolin Public Safety Complex, driven by his resolve to hold the corrupt officers accountable.
This is the facility where, it's like the headquarters. They got the chief of police in here, Internal Affairs, stuff like that. So we're gonna go in here and see if we can speak with the PIO and talk with Internal Affairs. Let's see how it goes in here.
Who are you, sir?
Oh, I'm just a member of the public that just wanted to have some concerns.
Okay.
And so I actually flew in here from another state. And,
Okay.
should I come back then? He's in a meeting?
I mean, I can let them know, but I mean, yeah, I don't know how long the meeting's gonna be, but I can let them know if I have a name.
Okay, well, I don't want to give my name. Just want to remain anonymous.
Okay.
So he's in a meeting. Can I get his name at least?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Make sure he was on the phone.
All right.
After discovering that the public information officer, Brad Perez, was out at the time, CJ requested to speak with someone from Internal Affairs.
How you doing? Hey,
I'm Sergeant Hernandez.
Hernandez,
Yes,
okay. And you?
Sergeant Rutledge.
Rutledge?
Rutledge.
Rutledge, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, I came by. I wanted to file a complaint. I was going to speak with the PIO too, but I wanted to file a formal complaint on Officer Matthew Kruger.
Okay.
I'm sure you probably know about the incident we're speaking.
We do. Do you mind if we sit?
Yeah, I'd love to sit. I'll just give you, I guess, my point of view of what I saw.
Yeah. Share your thoughts.
So there was a woman who was doing cop watching in public. If a woman, she's 5'2", 120 pounds, I don't think reasonable force would even just start punching her and lay her out, right? I could probably restrain her, do something that's get out of the situation without going to that level. And I think that's what he could have done. But either way, I don't even think the rest was lawful. I mean, I don't know if you guys are also aware of Turner versus Driver. Yeah, so that was actually created here in Fort Worth, which states that we have a lawful right to record police officers in the course of their duties. And again, we can't interfere with an investigation. Clearly, if there's tape or you guys are clearly doing an investigation, I understand that. But like I said, there wasn't any investigation going on. I think he just didn't like her, he didn't want her there. He's actually the same officer who pulled a gun on Manuel Mata for jaywalking. And you know, Manuel Mata's been arrested like several times for just reporting police on the sidewalk.
So yes, so what I can share with you thus far is that our department is obviously very aware of this information. The entire command staff is aware, the entire city is aware, the nation's aware, we're all aware. Okay? There are several investigations going on with this. Everything from criminal to administrative and anything in between as well. So they're very aware of it, but it's going to be very in-depth and very thorough, obviously, as anybody would want it to be. Right now, that is the only information that our office, Internal Affairs, can personally release right now. Maybe you can get some more when you get a chance to meet with that public information officer. I don't know their schedule, but it sounds like you're already on top of it, so I don't want to even begin to muddy that one.
CJ came prepared, laying out his entire narrative in detail, describing each step of what happened to Carolina. He explained the false charges leveled against her, but whether these internal affairs officers would be of any real help remained a doubt.
So speaking of charges, you want to run us through the charges?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think a lot of people were wondering where the heck this false report and all that.
False report? You missed the false report. Oh my gosh. The false report was when I was following the two girls and they ignored me. I was trying to get their attention and I went, fire, 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 fire. And they turned around and looked at me and just went, oh my God, because they know me, and they kept walking. So that's the one for the report of a false thing. I don't know how Kruger knew that, to write that in there, unless they told him.
Right.
How could he hear it from the vehicle he was sitting in? The second charge I got was interfering with their investigation, but I didn't see them investigating anything. I didn't see a vehicle that was, if it's a hit and run, where was the damage on the car? I didn't see any damage on the car that, any of the cars that were right there they were at. And then the next one is evasion, running away.
Yeah.
So how can you be irritating somebody but run away at the same time? And the last one was resisting arrest. He said, stop resisting after I was gurgling, trying to breathe.
Yeah.
When I was knocked
In
unconscious.
regards to the charges that Carolina was charged with, do you know anything about if they're going to be dropping those, or?
I do not. That comes from the criminal portion as well, that side of the table, if you will.
Right.
They're the ones who potentially file the charges, drop the charges, and it's also up to the county district themselves. It's county district attorney, sorry.
Right.
It'll be, a lot of it will come from their office if they choose to even accept the charges, drop the charges, alter the charges, nix the whole thing, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. And was Kruger the one who filed those charges, who charged her with those?
Depends on what you mean by filed.
Like, not filed, but did he write the charges up? Did he, I guess, who was the officer that charged her with all those charges?
I believe it was Kruger. I might be mistaken about that because I know he completed a police report listing those charges. Because of his extensiveness of being involved, I'm not sure if he's the one who literally, click submit,
right.
But I believe he might be. I don't want to be mistaken and say yes and lie and be wrong,
right.
But I believe so.
Although the internal affairs team managed to come up with excuses, they also provided information that exposed their beloved Officer Kruger. So now not only did he make a mistake, but he also falsified the report to cover his tracks. This proves him to be a full-time tyrant who abused his power and betrayed the very principles he was sworn to uphold.
He's actually been fired from other police departments for misconduct and use of force.
I was not aware of that until I learned about this incident.
Okay.
Personally.
Because I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know if our department was. I'm sure they were. I don't know, but I personally was not.
Okay. Because that's the thing. It happens pretty typical with police. It's like they get lawsuits, stuff like that, and then they let them resign, and they just go to the next department, and it's just like a bad behavior, right? And like a doctor, if a doctor commits malpractice, he loses his license and he's done. You know what I mean? But like police officers, it seems as though they get to be bad and commit crimes, and then they just go to somewhere else. And I'm not saying all police officers are bad, but I mean, obviously that's what my journalism is about, is police misconduct. So I think it's a problem in the United States. And
correct me if I'm wrong, because I actually just started learning about that yesterday, and I didn't know that. Did he somehow sue and get his job back and get all that reversed? Maybe some technicality or something, I don't know.
Right, I heard that he tried to sue them. I'm not sure if he was successful in the lawsuit though.
Okay.
But I did hear about that too.
Frustrated by Hernandez's constant, I don't know responses, CJ decided to ask the age-old question that many officers struggle to answer properly.
Have you ever violated citizens' rights?
Not that I'm aware of. Not illegally.
Okay. Can you tell me the 5 freedoms guaranteed to us by the First Amendment?
No.
You can't?
No, I'm not going to miscite them.
Okay.
I can summarize, but I'm not going to blunder that and mess it up.
Okay, that's fair. Well, you said that I've never violated a citizen's rights, but how do you know that if you can't even tell me the 5 freedoms guaranteed by the First Amendment?
Because through our training, I mean, you learn, for instance, what's a very just minute, dumb analogy? Time is misunderstood, or maybe not understood at all. But at least for my understanding and my perspective, what I can say confidently is I have never, that I'm aware of, illegally violated somebody's civil rights.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, you know, for sexual assault, murder, punching someone in the face, that's all stuff that we know. But see, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments, First Amendment specifically, it protects stuff that not everyone is aware of that it's illegal, right? So a lot of times people think, you know, that it's illegal to take someone's picture in a public space, right? And you need my permission, I didn't sign a waiver, stuff
very
like that.
misinformed, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, clearly we all understand that. Any reasonable person would know that those types of things are illegal, but that's what I'm saying. I just want you guys to you know, be educated on this stuff. I actually have something for you.
Yeah.
I'd love to give it to you. It's a pocket constitution. Here, I'll give one to you too.
Thanks, sir.
And
you make these?
I implore you. No, I didn't. I got them. My friend gave it to me. But I implore you to check that out and just at least study it. At least the Bill of Rights. You know what I mean? Especially the First Amendment.
This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's shocking to see high-ranking sergeants in such crucial positions unable to quote the First Amendment of the Constitution. How could officers like these be trusted to uphold state laws and standards when they can't even grasp the basics of the Constitution? It's a glaring failure that undermines their credibility and the integrity of their roles.
One of my leadership schools, when I first became a supervisor, is being comfortable with conflict. There's no doubt here we could call it conflict just because it's a debate that's having to be had because of an issue. But we're not screaming at each other, and this is comfortable. This is how you build things. This is how you make change and move forward. When you have problems, is the other scenario, like you were saying, when people are just calling and screaming at you, right, and calling us ignorant and stupid and mess, and it's just, this is refreshing, legitimately. Like, this can help change places. This type of conversations when people aren't screaming at each other is what's needed.
Right. I agree. And I appreciate you guys' professionalism and actually sitting down here and wanting to have a conversation with me. That means a lot. So,
I'm glad.
You know, and I don't, and the majority of us, we don't hate police. We just hate bad policing. I think this might be the one where Kruger is out of. It's downtown one. So, Central Division. So let's go check it out, guys, see how it goes in here. Oh. How the heck do you get in here? Wasn't here for entry.
How can I help you?
Hey, can I come in? I got some business here to conduct.
What kind of business?
I need to file a complaint.
File a complaint, you're gonna need to call Internal Affairs.
Okay, I also need to speak to someone at PIO. I got lots of business here, so.
PIOs are out of Felix Street.
Okay, so no one's allowed into the lobby here, or what's going on?
511 West Felix Street.
Oh yeah, I was already there. Actually, just left there, but now I'm here because I want to talk to someone at this particular police department. So can I come in, please? What, did you just hang up on me?
Even when trying to visit the precinct where the unhinged Officer Kruger was stationed, CJ found the door locked. Over the intercom, he encountered a rude and unreceptive officer who not only dismissed his concerns, but also had the audacity to hang up on him.
See the rudeness, guys? Ridiculous, man. Hey, I was already at the department on Felix. That's what they told me to go, but I have business here now. I'd like to speak with an officer in this particular police department. Can I be let in, please?
Yes, sir, I know you're here. Do you have something on you?
Yeah, but I'm not going to give you my number. I'd like to just come into the lobby.
I don't want to talk to you. You call the number on the door and I'll put you in direct contact with the person inside.
Oh, okay. You don't want to talk to me? Is that what you said?
I don't need your number.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I'll call them.
Yeah, they'll put you in contact. Thank
Thanks.
All other calls, please leave a voicemail with your name and your number, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you, and have a good rest of your day.
There's something else over here, man.
How can I help you?
Yeah, I called that number, no one answered. Can I just come in so I can speak to an officer here, please?
If you're looking for the PIO, like I said, it's going to be at 511.
Yeah, I was already there.
Despite knowing the situation in full detail, these dim-witted officers still couldn't grasp that a civilian wanted to enter a publicly accessible building, a building funded by taxpayer dollars.
I already answered your question.
What's your name? Oh, okay. Yeah, just hang up on me. See, they're only nice when they have to be, guys, like over there at the headquarters, but see, when you come over here where Kruger works, this is how they treat you.
Please hold for an operator. Sorry, the operator is not available. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now. Goodbye.
Okay, yeah, so they just keep picking up and hanging the phone up on me?
The name's Quick Security.
Yeah, I need to talk to that officer that keeps hanging the phone up on me, man. I'm just gonna keep bringing this until I get his name and badge number. I'm gonna be here all day.
Yeah, he's not answering his desk phone, so.
Okay, well just tell me what his name and badge number is. That's all I need.
I don't know.
Okay, well like I said, I'm just gonna keep bringing this for about an hour until I get bored and then I'm gonna leave. So.
These officers seemed to think that they were untouchable. Their dismissive attitude showed a serious lack of respect and accountability. Determined to get his point across, CJ told the security officers he could stay there all day, making life harder for everyone if he didn't get the respect he deserved. His frustration revealed just how out of touch these officers were with their duty to serve and treat people properly.
Square Security.
It's me again, hang up. Let's try something new, guys. Let's see if I can just knock on this door then. So you can see there was a guy in there. It's probably the guy that was in there. No, but now he's left, so. Do you need to come in here too? They've been super rude to me, and they won't. The cop just kept hanging the phone up on me, and I was trying to get his name and badge number, and now they're just transferring it over to security. So when they transfer it to security, just tell them that you're someone different, and then you have different business here. So it'll ring. Right now, it's going into them, and then they transfer it to the security guard guy. This is the officer.
Look at that. I'm on camera for the very first time and I wore my shirt inside out. Hi, it's Emily again. I was just in there. I had one other question I wanted to ask you.
Okay, just call that number that's on the front door.
Oh, we already tried that. They don't answer. Oh, see, then he just hangs the phone up. You guys are actually literally denying other service now because you guys are just hanging the phone up and not talking to people that actually have legitimate business. I have legitimate business too, but that's to the point where it's getting now where literally other people are getting denied service because you guys are acting like this.
This is security. It rolled over again.
Well, but not you, but yeah, the police. That's what I'm saying. So be prepared for about another 50 calls.
Hey, call the non-emergency number on the door.
I already tried that. No one's answering.
You can't call 911.
I can call 911?
If it's emergency.
That's not an emergency though. So like there's not like anyone dying out here, but I mean you guys are literally, you know, breaking the law. Not you, but the police are breaking the law in there by denying me service, denying that lady that came in here for service because I'm out here. It's just ridiculous. This is why people come here, man. I traveled from another state to come here because this is how the Fort Worth Police Department acts. This is ridiculous.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna keep calling for about another hour or so. All right, bye.
Despite the police incompetence becoming a genuine concern for other members of the public, this situation highlights the harsh reality of how poorly tax-paying citizens are treated. After learning from a new friend and subscriber that Kruger likely didn't work at that specific precinct, CJ had no choice but to try a different department in his quest for justice.
Is this the department, or is this the substation that Officer Matthew Kruger works out of?
I'm not sure which one he works out of, but is this something that, I know I've heard of the situation going on or whatever, but did you contact the internal affairs and all them?
Yeah, I already had a conversation with internal affairs, and I left a message for the PIO. Is there a sergeant here that I could speak with, or someone?
I'm not sure there is anyone, because they all stay out in the field.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find someone, but I'm not for sure.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, they are not anybody available.
Okay.
They are out in the field and everything, but I know that it has been addressed, so you'll just have to talk to someone from internal affairs.
Okay, so you're aware of the situation I'm talking about with Kruger then?
I've heard people talking, but I don't know. I haven't even seen any of it, so I don't know.
Oh, really? You should check it out.
I've heard people talking about it.
Yeah, you should check it out. There's all over YouTube. The video, the part's only 1 minute if you want to check out the live stream that she did. But anyways, can I get your name?
It's Terry.
Terry? What's your last name?
McDonald.
McDonald?
McDonald, yeah. I'm a civilian employee.
Oh, yeah, but you work here?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so you're a public employee.
Yes.
Right, okay, well thanks. Appreciate your help.
All right, thank you so much. And like I said, just get with the internal affairs. They can probably give you more information I can.
Right. Determined to find the right police station and track down Kruger, CJ made it his mission, driven by the injustice Carolina faced. He knew that if it could happen to her, it could happen to any one of us. And that is a very scary thought.
I was wondering, is this the police station that Kruger works out of?
Okay, sir, if you have any information, if you're wanting information, you either have to contact an internal affairs or the public information officer for this city, and I can give you that.
Yeah, I already talked to, actually had a conversation with
You know Kruger?
Oh, you know Kruger?
Oh yeah, I know a lot that you might want to know. You might, hey.
Okay.
You might want to talk to me.
I'll talk to you in a minute here, man.
I'm gonna go outside because she kicked me out of here because she's derogatory. I came in here because I filed a police report. About things, I was in the hospital because I had a stroke. My medication came up missing. The police went over to take a report. They didn't write the report. I walk in here and she starts yelling at me, "Get out of here! The sergeant said he'd call you. He'd call you." But brother, I got stuff that you would not believe. I've been trying to get a hold of somebody in the news. I'll be outside.
Yeah, I'll go out there and talk to you in a minute. Here, I got to file a complaint myself. Okay, so I actually need I need to find out who drives the vehicle out there as a sergeant, W316. I need to file a complaint.
Okay, sir, if you have any information questions, you have to contact the two places I told you, internal affairs or the public information officer for this city.
Yeah, but I just want to file a complaint here, so I don't want to go over there.
You file a complaint with internal affairs, sir.
Well,
my name is Miss Hall.
Miss Hall? Okay. H-A-L-L?
I've given you my name, sir.
I was just wondering the spelling. Is it H-A-L-L?
Sir, my name is Miss Hall.
You're not going to tell me how to spell it? Okay, can I get a public records request form and do a public records request on your...
You have to contact, I can give you the information to do that, sir. I don't have a form here.
I'm giving you a verbal request. That's the FOIA law, Freedom of Information Act, so I'm giving it to you verbally.
Sir, there is a procedure that you have to follow for an information request. It is not here.
No, you would like me to, but I can literally just verbally give you the request, and you can write it down. I'll give you my email, and then you can forward it to the proper channels.
Sir, we have procedures here, and you have to go to the public information office, not through me.
I don't have to, man. Like you are the one that has to provide a reasonable accommodation. If the American with Disabilities Act, man, you have to provide a reasonable accommodation for those with disabilities, right? So what if I can't read or I can't write? Okay, I don't understand why you're so rude. This guy's saying you're yelling at him, kicking him out, and then I come in here and you're aggressive with me right away. Why can't you just be nice? I'm just a member of the public. Came in here, I was treated rudely by your sergeant out there.
Miss Hall proved to be more like the big bad wolf than the friendly granny from Red Riding Hood. With zero interest in helping CJ, she dismissively returned to her computer game. Her behavior is a glaring example of how public service employees can fall far short of their duties.
But you don't want to, because you have this chip on your shoulder, And you're probably just thinking, oh, he's just one of these antagonizers coming in to start a problem. When I came in here peacefully, ma'am, I just had some questions. I don't understand what the big deal is. Because I have a camera in here? Is that what it is or what? You know, this is the reason why people come to Fort Worth. I'm not even from here. I actually took a plane ticket over here from out of state because of the way Fort Worth acts. See, if you guys would just act right and professional, we wouldn't come back here. But you're literally getting people all across the country to come here because of your attitude. Prime example right here. Smug, condescending, can't stand me. You can see the disdain and contempt in your face. Unwilling to help a member of the public because they have a camera, right? So, okay, I guess I'll go to Internal Affairs, and I guess Ms. Hall, I'm gonna get your name, salary, date of hire. I'm gonna get as much information on you as I can. Find out actually who you are. File a complaint on you personally as well through Internal Affairs, I guess. Since you don't want to do your job and be nice to a member of the public, man. You want a business card so you can know who I am?
No, sir, I'm not interested in your business.
You'd be fired, right? And if the management did nothing about it, they just go out of business because it's the private sector and there's competition. See, that's what happens when government has a monopoly on the use of force in a specific geographic area, is we got rude public employees like you and that sergeant out there who get to just treat people like crap and they get away with it, man. A disgrace.
It seemed that no matter which station CJ went to, he either encountered dreadful employees like Witch Hall or found that there was barely any officer available to help him. His attempts to get answers or conduct business were consistently met with frustration and dead end.
All right, do better, man. You're the reason why I'm coming back here, man. Why I literally traveled across the country to come over here because of the officers like you. That's how bad Fort Worth is. All you guys got to do is do a good job like Hernandez did when he came down here and was nice and respectful. If everyone acted like that, we wouldn't be here.
Next, we have this tyrant cop who got his karma pretty quick.
Stop it with your mouth. Okay. Stop it with your, for what, sir? For what, sir? Okay. Stop it with that bullshit and realize the 3 vehicle and traffic law violations you committed. Okay. Okay? Do you understand me? Yes, I don't know what planet you think you're on right now.
I'm not planning, sir. I'm here.
Planning? I said planet.
I said I'm not
planet.
I'm not any planet.
This sucks. Sorry about that.
Picked the wrong guy to honk at, obviously.
Pull over 5 feet. Do you understand me? Pull over.
Oh my god. I have this on video in case you want to.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
In case you need to submit it to someone.
The Uber driver was only asking the reason for the stop, but the officer didn't like him asking anything at all. The tyrant came over soon and kept on with his aggressive and ruthless demeanor.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, send me your email. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll give you my card.
Now let me tell you something. The next time you do it again,
okay.
You're getting your... Okay, what? You gonna let me finish?
Sir,
Stop interrupting me.
Okay. Apologize. I'm sorry.
Well, who do you think you're talking to here?
Sir, I'm not saying nothing. I said
no, every time I open my mouth, you have something to say. When you're driving up my when I'm trying to park the car, and then you have to do something with your hands.
Sir, I just say...
I don't care what you have to say.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand.
People are allowed to park in this car, park their cars on the side of the street without your interference. And then your opinion about what's going on. Okay? Especially when the person you're doing it to are the police.
Okay, sir. I apologize.
I don't know where you're coming from or where you think you're appropriate in doing that. That doesn't, it's not the way it works. How long have you been in this country?
Almost 2 years.
Jerry had no regard for the driver and the passengers sitting behind him as he continued to shout at him. It's really sad to see how these cops act once they have the power.
Almost how long?
2 years.
2 years. I got news for you, and use this lesson. Remember this in the future. Don't ever do that again.
Okay.
The only reason you're not in handcuffs going to jail and getting summonses in the precinct is because I have things to do.
Okay.
That's the only reason that's not happening. Because this isn't important enough for me. You're not important enough. Don't ever do that again. Are you a fare?
Yes.
You're a fare?
Yes.
And this guy is taking time out of your day for his vehicle and traffic violations.
Sure. Thank you. Can you take that plate number, please?
I have his plate.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, thankfully, the passengers made a video of this verbalist. and soon the video became very popular. Soon after this, the detective was stripped of his badge and gun and was placed on desk duty. Moreover, he was also removed from the FBI's Elite Joint Terrorism Task Force. Well, if you think this cop was extreme, the actions of these next cops will leave you stunned.
Put your hands.
What are you doing? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
In June 2020, several officers from the Valdosta Police Department responded to a call from a drugstore employee that a person was harassing customers outside. The cops soon approached the area and found 47-year-old Antonio Smith walking down. They approached him and, without asking for identification, quickly escalated the situation.
Suspicious activity, man.
Suspicious activity? Where about?
They said they got someone.
View that camera.
I told them what I was doing.
Oasis Son's right here next to the El Rodeo.
I told them what I was doing. I was waiting for my sister to Western Union me some money. I always go there and get Western Union, and they know me.
Hey, you got your ID on you?
Yes, I got my ID. What are you guys doing?
We're out here investigating suspicious activity,
well,
sir.
I'm not doing anything. I've been around cameras, so I ain't been doing nothing.
All right. So what were you doing over there at the Walgreens?
Waiting for Western Union. Call my sister right now. She's in Florida. You have a cell phone? Call her. Don't
call
me like this. Call my sister in Florida. Don't do this. What are you doing? Oh my God! What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back like you're told. Put your hands.
What are you doing? Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, please.
As the officer was trying to talk to him, one tyrant officer came up and slammed him to the ground without even asking him anything. It was later revealed that he was not the person called for, and the cops had the wrong man. The other person also had a warrant out for his arrest and was roaming around the street.
Oh my God! Jesus! Oh my God! You broke my wrist! Oh my God!
Stop!
Oh my God!
Yeah, he might be broke.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God! 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 Oh Jesus! Oh it hurt! Oh my God!
Yeah, hold on, relax.
Hold on. Oh.
Put this arm up over your head. Back up. Put this arm up over your head. Right here. Put up here.
Yeah, there you go.
Roll over on this side.
Roll over.
Oh Lord! What did you guys arrest me for?
You have a warrant for your arrest, please.
Hey, this was the other guy. The guy with the warrants over there.
Oh, what injury?
Huh? No, there's two different people.
Two different.
Because they pointed this guy out to me.
Okay, I got you.
Smith was injured so badly that he suffered a broken wrist. He was laying on the ground in pain, and that's when the officers realized they had apprehended the wrong person.
No,
that's the other guy.
The other guy is over there. They pointed out two different people. Okay. They got the guy with a warrant. This guy, I had just got contact with him. I thought this was one with a warrant. No, that's why I was trying to. No, because there's two different people. That's why I was trying to figure out if I had missed something. He told him to put his hands behind his back. Because they pointed this guy out too. The people at the store pointed him out also.
Why didn't you tell me something? I thought he was the one with the warrant.
No, well, I thought I had missed something. He told him to put his hands behind his back. That's why I thought I had missed something. Because it's two different people. Because they just pointed this guy out to me.
Who did? In reference to what?
Reference to whatever was going on over there. They said this is the guy, but apparently there's another guy over there too. Because the lady.
They wanted CT on him as well?
I don't know. I hadn't even asked. They just said right there, right there, right there.
All of this could have been avoided if the corrupt officer hadn't just gone right in and tried to handcuff him. Smith was telling the truth from the beginning, but these tyrants just wouldn't believe him.
So confused. Wait.
Okay, so
he's not the one with the warrant?
No. Apparently he has a warrant. So whenever they were talking to him, Swore said, "Hey, come over here and see if there's another guy," because that guy said, "Hey, there's another guy also." So when I walk on the side of the store, people are there like, that guy. I was like, "Hey, he's walking through the red roof end." So I thought this was the guy that they were calling about, because he said, because that guy said he's not the one that had to call him. He said it was this guy. So whenever he was walking down, I was like, all right, well, I went back to go grab my car, and I got him stopped here. And then he was like, "Hey, put your hands on me back," and I thought that I had missed something.
House 29 East Avenue.
Oh, God.
Get his ID and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you run him?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
And just like that, the officers released him from the handcuffs, but they still had no remorse on their faces. They didn't even call an ambulance for him, as he just walked away from the scene like nothing happened.
You said what, man?
As I was getting ready to put my hands behind my back, he forcefully picked me up.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Probably.
We're going to come in there. I guess if you want to cancel with them, you can. Or you want it back in your pocket? Or here, put your pocket. He explained to you what was happening, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I heard the whole thing.
Okay. You don't want to wait for the EMS? No. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
The cops also left the scene, and just a few months after this incident, Mr. Smith filed a civil rights lawsuit against the police department and the city, demanding $700,000 in damages. The city offered him $350,000 for a settlement, and it's for Mr. Smith to accept or decline. These tyrants made a huge mistake, but even that fades away in front of what this officer did.
Don't tell me to shut up and don't scream at me. I'm not doing anything. Shut up!
In March 2023, State Trooper Michael Harbin was on his usual patrol route when he saw a car speeding by and immediately conducted a traffic stop.
Driver's insurance with us? No what? I mean, I can pull it up, but the law requires you to have it.
The woman driving the vehicle was identified as Jessica, and she acted calm through the initial proceedings. However, suddenly the officer started to act aggressively and completely lost his composure when Jessica confronted him for his behavior.
When I got behind you, you were doing 165. Listen to me, listen to me. If you keep lying to me.
I'm not lying to you. There's no license.
Where's your insurance?
You have my insurance.
Where's it at? Listen to me, the law requires you to provide it. Not for me.
Why are you screaming?
Because you're not giving it to me, so now you're going to get a ticket for it, okay?
The law does not provide you to scream at me at all.
It gives me the authorized to do it, though. Yes, it does.
Nobody has the authorization to scream at somebody, sir.
Look and listen to me.
I've never heard in my life.
Shut up and listen to me.
Don't tell me to shut up, sir. Don't tell me to shut up and don't scream at me. I'm not doing anything. Shut up! Okay. Okay.
Speeding, seatbelt, tag cover.
Michael got the documents he needed and returned to his police cruiser to write her a ticket. This should have been the end of this stop, but the trooper had some other sinister ideas.
Alright, listen, you are received some citation for speeding. Insurance. So what? Listen to me, this ain't your traffic stop. What you need to do is this right here, you can read them. I'm explaining it to them. I'm required to. Right here, if you don't be quiet, you can go to jail. How's that?
Are you going to take me to jail for what? You're not doing this. You're not doing this. What are you doing? What am I going to jail for?
Get out the fucking...
Your problem.
Get out, right now. Get out. 3. I'm about to tase you. 3. 2.
Disorderly conduct. Get out.
Are you kidding me? My car is running!
Sing arrest right now. Put it in
My
park.
car is running! Crazy asshole! What are you doing?
This vicious was unnecessary, and Michael should have left by handing her the citation. However, he was not in his senses and kept on escalating the matter.
Get the fuck.
What, you gonna shoot me?
33 on me, yeah.
The fuck?
Poor Jessica was forcefully removed from her car without any reason and was brutally tased by the trooper. He then proceeded to handcuff her as she kept crying. The poor lady had no idea what had went wrong, and she couldn't even ask anybody for help. Jessica seemed to be in a tough situation, and that's when the trooper started to explain his actions. It was obvious that she had broken no laws whatsoever, and the cop was just taking his frustrations out on her.
Have a seat. You don't listen unless I raise my voice, apparently.
I'm not your child.
You're entitled to what?
I said I'm not your child.
I don't give a. You don't want to listen to me. It's going to happen that way. So now you can go to jail for disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and public profanity right there.
You cussed me. Car's running.
I don't give a if it's running or not.
Now you want to cuss.
Major mouth. Doing the damn listen on one.
My major mouth is him. Why don't you play back the video cam, the body cam, and just be done with it?
Hold on. You don't tell me my job, man.
You just asked me what my mouth was. You just asked me a question.
Have I raised my voice? Have I yelled at you? No, ma'am. I'm a supervisor. Let me explain this.
Okay.
Bring it down. I didn't bring it up.
He's got his radio on, there's speakers on.
Today's not the day.
I can't hear you.
The trooper didn't stop there, as moments later, backup also arrived and they started to search her car. Once again, it was beyond understanding why she was being subjected to such treatment. The trooper also started explaining the arrest to his fellow, and he still wasn't making any sense.
She wanted to argue with me about she wasn't seeing the car in front of her was doing a lot of masters and all this other crap, and I'm trying to talk to her and she just kept interrupting me. I said, you ain't entitled to do anything to hold my team. And she kept saying I said, shut up. And she, oh my God, I'm getting my camera. I said, get the camera. I'll be back shortly. So I wrote her 4 violations. Came back trying to explain them to her. She tried to rip the damn thing out of my head. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm you where I'm in go. Causing a scene. Y'all good? Y'all need me to come back down there?
I got there and do it. I was to take it out. I was going to originally take her to jail for the name tag now. So just writing her ticket. I didn't write that ticket yet. I just wrote the other for it. Now that's my fifth one. I think that I'm not getting legal here, but I'm not for sure. I think it is.
Next up, we have a unique case where a police officer turned up against his corrupt chief.
Garrity can be given to make it perfectly clear that there is an obligation on the employee's part to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, kind of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so Garrity provides protections to an employee, like in your spot, having to do with potential criminal investigation. Doesn't say crimes can't be brought if Garrity is given, but instead is saying anything that we were to talk about here cannot be shared with criminal investigators. Well, there's already been a criminal investigation conducted. We know there's no crimes that are going to come of that. And so at least that piece is not on the table, and so we won't do it. If we were concerned about your ability to tell the truth, or we questioned any of those things, then we would also consider giving Garrity. But we're not in that boat. So you're not in trouble.
Sheriff Jared Rigby, a close friend of Chief Booth, conducted the interview. From the start of the interrogation, he appeared pretty hostile and used intimidation tactics to scare off McTaggart.
I know lots of times officers get concerned about the consequences of what they say, meaning how that affects them with their coworkers. And I do get that, kind of the informal, kind of between officers, crews, supervisors. Are they going to be upset with me? Any of those kinds of things. So, it's not a criminal investigation. It's not a Garrity interview. The first question really that we have is, we know that you're the FTO to Adrian Gondaria on this call, March 31st, 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
Liberty Station, Jesse Rodriguez. And then from there end up being concerns in the police department about how it was handled, specifically whether there was excessive use of force. And even more specific, whether Dave Booth used any excessive use of force. So, what do you know, or what was your involvement in, after March 31st, and that incident, and then discussion with others?
Rigby was more concerned about whether McTaggart had said anything to the officers involved rather than uncovering the whole truth about the incident. He conveniently ignored the entire event as he questioned McTaggart about it.
It's been a while, so I don't 100% recall timing on everything or anything like that, but I know I discussed with, I think, 3 other officers. And I discussed with a supervisor.
Okay, is the supervisor one of the 3 officers or separate?
Separate.
Okay, can you tell us more about that, the officers and the supervisor?
I believe I talked about it with Rojo, Richard, and I actually want to say Weischer, but that was kind of random because he was just in the office randomly.
And the supervisor?
Jarby.
Okay, and what were the circumstances there?
My discussion with my supervisor?
Uh-huh.
I was doing what I was obligated to do by policy based on what I had seen.
So, help us understand the circumstances of how that conversation happened.
Officer McTaggart followed departmental policy on reporting any use of excessive force when he spoke to his supervisor. Rigby, on the other hand, continued to stress this issue.
Who was on your crew at that time?
Well, I was FTOing Adrian. So it was just me and Jarby, and then I was training Adrian.
So just the 3 of you on that crew, on Jarby's crew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
that point, you're the only two on the crew, and he is your crew supervisor.
Yes.
Okay. And this happened in Sergeant Jarvie's office. Is it day crew, or sorry, is it a day shift or a night shift?
I don't remember. I could look back. Adrian may have been out doing paperwork in the office while the door was closed.
Okay.
I don't.
Door was closed.
If he was in the office, the door would have been closed. It wasn't a conversation I would have had for other people to hear.
Did you consider it a formal conversation?
Yes.
So what were the concerns that you raised?
That I observed an officer use excessive force. Or what I perceived to be excessive force from where I saw it happen.
You're concerned about Dave Booth using excessive force?
Correct.
And you communicated that to Sergeant Jarvie?
I did.
During the incident, McTaggart was alongside Officer Adrian, whom he was training. Finally, Rigby asked him about what had happened earlier, and he told the truth.
At what point do you think that Dave Booth used excessive force?
When he put his hand on Jesse's neck and squeezed his neck to put him into the back of, I believe it was Adrian's car, but that patrol car.
So, to say it accurately, when recovered, he knew that the recording was going. Okay. When he put his hand on Jesse's neck and squeezed, is that accurate?
Yes.
And put him inside the car.
McTaggart was fearless throughout the interview and never had a change of thoughts. He explained how he was troubled by the incident, as he now had to tell a junior officer he was training that the chief broke the law and went against policy.
Were there any other concerns that you had about excessive use of force?
Nope.
Anything else, any other concerns that you raised at the time with Sergeant Jarvie having to do with the incident?
Only how to deal with that. Excuse me, how to have that conversation with somebody that I was training to be a new officer who I thought witnessed it, because it was just the three of us there. Everybody else was kind of milling around scene. As you know, there's a lot of people on scene at that point, just the way the previous use of force with Jesse had gone down and the emergency button and everything. But to my recollection and my perception was at that moment, it was Jesse, Chief, Adrian, and me, and kind of our own little world. And so that was, I mean, honestly, that was the most upsetting thing to me about it at the time, was that I was going to have to reconcile that with somebody who I was trying to teach how to be a cop. I just didn't know how to approach it with him. Do I, obviously a difficult situation where it's chief. If it was another line level officer, yeah, like, hey, this is cut and dry. What you saw happen there was wrong and not the way we do things, and that'll be dealt with, but you don't need to worry about that, but we need to have that conversation. And that's just a little bit more of a difficult conversation.
So
with somebody who's, I mean, it was a difficult situation for me to be in, and I'm experienced and I have no issue being on a scene with chief and, and all of that stuff. And then imagine that from a brand new guy still in training who turns out was having a very hard time in training.
Yeah.
McTaggart oozed confidence and never appeared nervous in front of the sheriff. However, that's when Rigby started to intimidate him, claiming that what he saw was wrong and that excessive force was never used.
What I mean by that is, you're seeing excessive use of force. That's not your decision. That is a determination that the department will make.
Sure.
And so, I like and I appreciate and I respect you going through the process. Hey, I have a concern, you raise it to your sergeant, that's the right thing to do. And maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying here, but the way that it's coming across to me, at least at this point, is that you're feeling like you have to explain to the new employee the chief just used excessive use of force, and now we got to work through that. Am I misunderstanding that?
You're not. The way that I perceived that, it was pretty cut and dry from what I perceived. I was right there with it, and I didn't see anything, especially with, we've just been told chokeholds are against policy, and all, George Floyd and everything else, and people going to prison, and all of this stuff. And then we see that happen, and that was very clear to me that that was inappropriate.
The officer was well aware of the department's policies and the law surrounding the appropriate use of force. It's great to see such officers existing in the police department, but seeing Rigby gaslighting them into breaking them is truly shameful.
Being applying pressure to the neck, I mean, they're saying George Floyd, they're relating that to a chokehold, and he had a knee on the back of his neck, and you can't stop breathing from the back of the neck.
So,
I mean, what?
Is that what your policy talks about with chokehold? Is anything that applies pressure to the neck?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know off the top of my head right now. But and to back up, that wasn't anything on the back of the neck. I mean, I watched his hands squeeze around the front of his neck.
How long do you think that lasted?
I have thought about that, because my other concern when I researched what my obligation was is, coming across the duty to intervene. And so I had a second to myself to, should I have stepped in and grabbed Chief's arm and said, hey, quit? I think by time everything processed what was happening, it was done. So I think, and I never saw the video, so I never saw it besides in that moment. But
So this is just your recollection from your eyewitness account. You've never reviewed or watched a video since that?
Not of that part, no.
Okay.
After listening to his entire story, the sheriff and the other detective questioned McTaggart on why he was the only one to challenge the excessive force, while Adrian remained quiet. Once again, McTaggart confidently responded, silencing them.
There was nothing brought up by Adrian as far as any concerns?
No, but he wasn't really one to bring stuff up. He was kind of just doing this for the whole time.
Okay.
Through FTO, I mean.
No, I get you.
Or his part of FTO.
Okay.
All right, so
and maybe I'm not, I don't know, maybe I'm not communicating it well. I take pride in training new officers in that position and the importance of that position. And so I guess that was me having Adrian there was just something else onto that issue. That issue would have been that issue with just me there. And I saw what I saw independent of Adrian. And then on top of all of that, on what I was, figuring out what I needed to do, what our policy said, what the law said, I had the thought, Adrian was there too and was in a position where he could have saw exactly what I saw. So how, do I need to have that conversation with him, and how specifically do I need to have that conversation with him?
So when did you have the conversation with Adrian?
Either that day that I talked to Jarvie or within the next shift or two, quickly after.
Rigby claimed that McTaggart was wrong to have a conversation with Adrian, as he should have followed an alternative route.
There's a process for figuring that out. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't sit with an officer, and it doesn't sit with a sergeant, and it goes up like it did. Mm-hmm. And ultimately it goes to the chief's supervisor. Mm-hmm. And then there's a criminal investigation on it, and then the decision on that, and then there's an IA that's done on it, and then there's a decision on that. And what has been done, or at least it somewhat looks like it's been done, is, well, Adrian's already been told that that was not the way to be doing it. Although it wasn't specific, it was just generalized that that wasn't the way to be doing things.
The sheriff was again in the wrong, as McTaggart had every right to inform the officer he was training about any actions violating the law. Otherwise, what's the point of hands-on training if it doesn't teach integrity and adherence to the law?
I understand what you're saying. I guess questions on where that's coming from, because I feel like you're obviously already prepared with that information you just gave me, right?
What's that?
That whole speech just barely that you just gave me about how I handled it and that my department thinks it's wrong. I mean, I'm assuming that sounds like it was something that came from you before the conversation
No.
that we just had.
No, that is me hearing this for the first time.
Okay.
And applying what I know.
Okay.
And then me going back to them and saying, this is the statement I made on your behalf.
Okay.
That's what it is. And then they'll honor it.
Sure.
Because that's what we're doing here.
Then maybe it needs to be more clear that I in no way threw Chief under the bus to Adrian. I mean, that was why I made it a point to do that, is that was me trying to have a conversation on, I guess, appropriate use of force or whatever that may be without throwing Chief under the bus, knowing, having seen what I'd seen.
Okay.
McTaggart was again on point, as he was just doing his duty as a field training officer. However, Rigby kept intimidating him, making it increasingly apparent that they only punished McTaggart for speaking up against the wrongdoing he had witnessed.
Sergeant Jarvie in his office shared your concern because this is what. Then, what was your understanding of what was going to happen from there?
There was no expectation of anything else to happen.
Okay. So
my
he didn't say,
understanding
well,
of my
I'll go and do this or that or anything like that.
He definitely gave no statement of this is going to happen next.
Was there any statement as far as like, this has got to be fill in the blank? I don't know what it would be, but was there an expectation on your part?
No.
It's like,
no.
Did it be handled a certain way or?
No, I made it clear from the beginning that I was doing what I felt like I was obligated to do, and that was where that's why I was having that conversation, because policy said that, and so I was fulfilling policy. Policy said report it to a supervisor, so I made that clear. This is me reporting it to you. I'm done with it.
So
the officer clarified that he had no sinister reason to report the incident, but had only followed the department's policy. However, it appears that the Heber City Police Department does not tolerate good police officers. Moments later, Rigby actually started to defend the chief's action.
I don't have anything against you. I don't. But there's this one part in the interview with DPS that confuses me. So you end up saying they ask you a few times about your concerns and whether you felt like there was excessive use of force. And you said that you were concerned, but based on your perspective of where you were, because you were back and not up right front, you didn't see anything that led up to that choking, however it's characterized. And so it might have been justified. You just didn't see that. You just saw Dave Booth's hand on Rodriguez's neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
I remember that. I remember saying that, yeah.
Despite being pressured for an hour, McTaggart remained adamant in his belief, refusing to change his statement.
I observed excessive force. I was also recognizing that excessive force is not determined by my perspective. That's what it was. It's as simple as that. I was, especially where that was a criminal investigation, so I'm not going to sit there. Obviously I'm going to be honest, and I was. This is what I saw, and I explained what I saw, and so I made that statement to acknowledge that knowing what I saw is this perspective. And so maybe I'll clarify to you then. I do not believe that there was anything that warranted that, but I also acknowledge that it is a possibility that something could have happened that I didn't see. That's a possibility.
Once again, Rigby changed his entire narrative and started claiming that the suspect had done something that forced the officer to go hands-on with him. However, he is once again in the wrong, as there's no departmental policy that allows an officer to use force against someone's neck in any condition whatsoever.
So taking his hand and putting it on
I didn't directly observe anything that warranted it. So I can definitely say that because that's my observations, right? And from where I was, which was close, it was, you know, behind Adrian, but still close. I don't really, you know, there's no way that it didn't seem likely to me that something would have warranted it. I'm just acknowledging that I'm not, you know, all seeing and all knowing.
Yeah. Okay. For both the criminal and the administrative review, there is no excessive use of force. So your perception is wrong. And so you'll just have to figure out how best to go about that from here on out. I could go into more detail about why that is. I don't want to kind of belabor the point when the main thing is you knowing that that's just not. You and anyone else that thinks that that's how it is, that might have been your perspective at the time, but it's been found to be false. So there was no excessive use of force.
Within a moment, Rigby changed the narrative of the entire investigation, claiming that there was no use of excessive force. He even showed resentment toward the officer for speaking against his chief.
And each one, you're supposed to follow a certain way of doing it. Mm-hmm. And so when you're coming to your sergeant and doing a formal complaint, there's certain things that are supposed to happen. So it says in policy that you're supposed to come immediately. And so I don't know that you coming within a few days is immediate, but I think it's pretty close. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, is enough time for me to read the policy and figure out what I'm supposed to do and then do it, I think considered immediately?
Yes.
I mean, I felt like I was
doing the best you can.
Yeah.
It's got to be written. So you've got to do a written statement on what your concern is.
So I guess let me ask this. That's obviously in a separate policy.
From what?
For the process to file a complaint, right? Is that the policy that you're...
Separate from use of force in two different places, you mean?
Well, because the policy that I came across was... policy that I was doing what I was doing, and hopefully you have it, you probably have it, is...
So there's use of force.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing right there, is that orange paragraph. That's what I was doing. It says report. So I wasn't filing a formal complaint on chief. That's not what I was doing. I was satisfying that highlighted part right there. And I didn't even read the formal complaint policy because that's not what I was doing.
Rigby once again tried to undermine the officer's actions of reporting the incident, but he had no clue that McTaggart was one fine officer who had done everything according to the policy. The sheriff is demonstrating how difficult it is for an officer to call out a mistake made by a senior officer.
You're not trying to do an investigation that so-and-so just brought you, then pass it on. So you're informing the proper supervisors, you're finding out what they want to have happen. Mm-hmm. And from there, then they get the right people involved that they want to have involved.
Yeah.
So just don't want anyone thinking, and again, this is something that you can take to the bank. It's not just what I think or how we run things here in the sheriff's office or something like that. I'm speaking for the police department when I say that when there is a concern that someone raises, or a complaint, you can use them interchangeably, that someone raises, it immediately needs to go to the proper supervisor. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be documented. So citizens sometimes don't want to document.
Suddenly, the entire focus shifted to McTaggart as the sheriff claimed he did not follow the correct procedure. Throughout the interview, there were no discussions about whether Chief Booth did something wrong.
What Dave Booth did is not even use of force. Now, people might disagree with that, but in policy, it's saying here, the application of physical technique or tactic. So it's like, okay, so what did Dave do? He took it and put it on Rodriguez's neck and squeezed. I don't know. There's a dispute on what that technique or tactic is. Okay. Technique or tactic. So were we taught to do that somehow in any of our trainings? Grab someone by the throat and do that kind of a thing? So the application of physical technique or tactic, chemical agent, or a weapon to another person. It's not a use of force when a person allows himself or herself to be searched, escorted, or handcuffed. So by the definition, if you're not taught the technique or tactic, it's not a use of force.
Rigby again went out of the line to defend the chief's action, but he had no clue that McTaggart even had the perfect reply.
Well, I mean, the statement you just made, if I punch somebody in the throat, but I've never been taught to do that, then that's not a use of force. Is that?
So in your trainings,
maybe I'm misunderstanding you, because your statement sounds ridiculous to me.
In your trainings, you've never been taught to punch someone?
Not in the throat, no. Like, I mean, we've been taught to grab people, but we've never been taught to grab people by the throat. So, I mean, it's what it...
Yeah, right.
How specific are you going to be on it?
That's my point, is that you've never been taught to grab someone by the throat. So you have to take...
We've been taught specifically to not grab people by the throat.
No, I disagree. You've been taught to not do a chokehold.
Okay.
And then when it comes down to what a chokehold is, it comes down to blood flow or airflow.
McTaggart was almost destroying whatever evidence was thrown at him, and that's when Rigby tried threatening him by questioning his future on the police force.
But I thought a lot about it, and I made a very informed decision, and I'm a very experienced officer, and I read case law, and I read lawsuits, and I know what is appropriate use of force, or my perspective of what appropriate use of force is. Obviously, I'm not the one who determines it, and it was determined that it wasn't. And I understand all of that. But what you're saying is not changing my perspective of what I saw. Nothing's going to change that. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah. Well,
because
Lucas, it really comes down to the future, your future in the police department.
Sure.
So you can dig in your heels and say,
and that's not what I'm doing.
This is how I feel, and no one's going to change. And okay, that's your decision. You just won't get any trusted positions having to do with DT and use of force and sergeant and those kinds of things, because you're not willing to learn and be open-minded to it.
Sure.
So I'm just trying to help you understand that Lexipol and the attorneys that wrote it, the prosecutors that reviewed the criminal case and fit it within the statute and how it fits into the policy. And then us going through this as well. Everyone's saying what happened there is not a use of force.
Rigby eventually went over to demonstrate what actually happened, as he was now openly supporting his friend Booth.
But when you look at the recordings of what happened, and you go frame by frame, you have Jesse James Rodriguez, who actually sits down in the vehicle. They're moving him. He's going back and forth at points. He is compliant. He's not. He wants to go a different direction. It's gradient level of compliance. It's not like you're all 100% compliant or 100% not compliant.
Right.
It's this kind of level of how that works. So, point is, Jesse James Rodriguez goes and sits in the vehicle. They get him in the vehicle. Now he decides he wants to come out. So now he's being some level of non-compliant. So he's coming out, he's leading with his head, and he and Dave Booth are now like this. And whether he he doesn't make statements about kissing him until later. But at this point in time, he's known to be a spitter.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Booth is wondering whether he's going to bite him. Dave Booth takes him and pushes him, and it hits him higher, somewhere in through here, and pushes him back in, separating space. And then from there, Rodriguez comes out again. And that's when Dave Booth's hand catches him here, and he's pushing him back in. Now, when I say incidental, this is one frame. You can go frame, frame by frame. Here, his hand isn't there. Here, his hand is there. Here, his hand isn't there. And so you have to figure out the timing of that video. But this is something like 1 to 2 seconds.
McTaggart countered the sheriff again, asserting that the situation was being handled strictly only because the chief had been questioned. If it had been another officer, things would have been handled differently.
Can you appreciate that this situation was changed by who it was? If this had been another officer, that probably, and I don't know because it wasn't, but that probably would have been the conversation immediately. It made things different because of who it was. It made things very serious immediately, in my mind.
And I'm not through.
And that's why
I'm not through with the investigation, so I get a question with it because I think you have a valid point.
Sure. From the beginning of all of it, I was trying to do the right thing. That's what I always try to do. I don't think anybody can question my integrity in anything I've done in this job, and I stand by that.
Finally, Rigby realized that he wouldn't be able to get anything out of McTaggart because he had been honest throughout the encounter. Then he asked McTaggart to write a formal complaint and explain everything he had encountered that day.
Doing a statement or a report on the issue. Yeah, those are the follow-up things that we have.
Okay. Do you need a statement right now, or you want me to do that?
What's going to be best time? Do you think?
Well, you've got a half hour before you leave. How long do you think it's going to take you to fill out a statement on this?
Not a half hour.
Not a half hour? Then let's just get it done and over with. Let's do it now. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, and to be clear, you want my written statement to be what my specific concern was that I brought forward to my supervisor.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep, put in the circumstances around there. I mean, but yeah.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay, I think you did well. Okay? Okay. May I shake your hand?
Absolutely.
Well, this chief might have gotten away, but this power-tripping officer was served some instant karma by his senior officer.
This morning she was itching all over. You can go back to work. That's what I pay you to do, isn't it?
What's that?
Go back to work.
I'm sorry, no, you're trespassing right now. That's why I'm asking you what you're doing.
Trespassing on public property that I pay for?
Yes.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Yes. You can also take this.
Officer David Laird escalated the simple situation by approaching him and arresting him without any reason. Barry had no clue what was happening as he was on public property.
Yes. You can't take this. We find out who you are. Okay.
So what is it you're doing back here?
Hey guys.
Your phone is perfectly fine.
Hey
and
guys,
it's on still. See that?
Go ahead and call.
Step over here. We're talking to you. So step over here and tell us what you're doing back here. This is private property, and that's why we're asking you.
How can a police department be private property?
You have an ID with you.
How can a police department be
You have an
private
ID
property?
with you, sir.
Ma'am, did you turn my phone off?
You got a...
That's a violation of my First Amendment.
The cops had already made several violations of his rights as Officer David went to physically move him away. The officer kept asking him questions, only making the situation worse for him.
What's your full name and date of birth? What's your full name and date of birth?
Can I please talk to a supervisor?
What's your full name and date of birth?
You guys are working on getting a lawsuit. Can you
So listen, you're fixing to be arrested for failure to ID if you don't identify yourself.
That's a secondary charge. What's the primary
charge? Do you understand?
What's the primary charge?
Do you understand?
What's the primary charge, sir?
What is your name and date of birth?
Sir, what's the primary charge?
You are being detained right now.
I'm not going to answer anything. If I'm detained, then I don't have to talk to you. I like my lawyer, please.
Thank you.
And if I'm not detained, I'm free to go.
What is your name and date of birth then?
I like my attorney, please.
Pat him down, make sure he doesn't have any weapons on him.
Officer David was on a power trip as he instructed his fellow cops to illegally search him. However, soon after, a sergeant came out alone and Officer David was about to be taken to the cleaners.
He's back here walking by the units recording.
He's just recording.
Yeah. So he's just detained right now. I'll cut him loose, I don't mind, but.
First Amendment right, sir?
Huh?
Yeah, he's one of those. Really?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
No signs restricting me from coming back here, sir. Excuse me, sir, you the supervisor?
So.
You guys gonna let me go now?
Yeah, we'll let you go. Let's take him and walk him over there.
Can you please make sure my phone is still on. If you turn off my phone, I'll be filing a lawsuit against you for violating my First Amendment rights. That phone
Let's
is
take him
my
over.
record.
Cuffs off.
Can you please get my phone first? I want my phone to record this.
What do you need him?
That is my
I
official
said let's
record.
walk
You
him
cannot
over.
interfere with my First Amendment right. Please bring my phone back.
I don't know who that was.
Please record them taking my cuffs off. Ma'am? Please record them taking my handcuffs off.
The sergeant took no time to order his release, and Barry was now all over the tyrant officer. However, the cop had no remorse for his actions and never apologized for detaining an innocent individual.
You gonna calm the down next time?
Oh, I'm very calm. I'm always calm.
You ran up and grabbed me, threw handcuffs on me for a First Amendment.
I don't know what you're back here for.
You just got yourself in a world.
Go ahead.
You don't need to know what I'm back here for.
Yes.
What did I do, sir? What was your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I had committed a crime, was about to commit a crime, or had just committed a crime?
You're standing around walking back here recording us and our unit.
Oh, so that's against the law? Recording you is against the law. Did you hear that, guys? This was Officer, sorry, what's your name and badge number?
David Laird.
Sorry?
David Laird.
Good, I'm going to get to know it very well.
Okay.
You'll be listed in the lawsuit.
You have that card for that other one?
Yeah. You're still up there in the front?
Yeah.
They're already starting to cover up. I need everyone's badge. I need no, I'm pretty long for you to say.
That's why we need fences back here. You have your card? Or the card? No, they're waiting over here so I can go to them.
Officer David calmly left the scene as if nothing had happened. However, Barry was not going to calm down so easily as he kept following these cops demanding some accountability.
I need the lieutenant out here, or I need the chief of police out here. You guys are not just going to walk away from this. I'm sorry. That officer fucked up big time. Where is he? Where's he or she? Sir, you look like a sergeant. Can you please come over here and talk to me? They're running away, guys, like a bunch of scared rats because they know they just stepped in it big time. Now they're just completely ignoring me. You guys are going to pay a lot for this. The city of South Padre Island is going to have to pay for this. Who's coming out to talk to me? Who's coming out to talk to me? They're all trying to ignore me, you guys. They're all trying to ignore me. They know they just stepped in it big time. Who's coming out to talk to me, sir? What?
Who's coming out to talk to me?
I don't know, man. I just got here.
Okay, well, you just got here. Now you're in it too. Name and badge number. You should have stopped that officer. I warned him. I warned him that he was fucking up.
59. Yeah.
That's your badge number?
Oh, no.
Surprisingly, no officer came out to even have a conversation with him as they considered themselves too entitled to be held accountable. However, Barry soon decided to file a lawsuit against Officer David in the city. As of now, the lawsuit is under proceedings, but we can only hope that he gets the justice he deserves, along with a hefty compensation. However, this isn't the last time a police officer got some poetic karma.
The camera. 1. Whoa. 2. Don't shoot me. You're under arrest. Whoa.
On June 15th, 2016, a First Amendment auditor was just covering a public parking lot of the police department and municipal court in South Carolina when a police officer came over to confront him.
Really?
How are you today?
What's your name and badge number?
I'm Corporal Shradd at the Greer Police Department. How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay. Is there any reason why you're videotaping? Just curious. You're not in any kind of trouble. There's nothing here other than we got called and told that you were walking around the parking lot. So, any particular reason for it?
No, you're not going to answer? So we're just going to have a stare off because I'm recording you and you're recording me? Is that what we're going to do? Do you have your ID on you?
Have I done anything wrong?
Well, you're recording a suspicious activity, which puts this into a category of suspicious activity,
It's,
which means that
it's
Terry versus Ohio, I can detain you until I can determine or deny that there's
Terry,
criminal
Terry
activity
v. Ohio
going on.
says suspicious activity is not enough for reasonable cause for ID.
The auditor, Mr. Valentine, was well versed in the law and refused to be intimidated by the officer. He kept on filming, which was his constitutional right, and kept ignoring the officer. However, the officer wasn't alone, as he was soon joined by a corporal.
There's already a call on it, so yes.
So suspicious activity, is that a felony or misdemeanor?
That's a misdemeanor.
No, it's not.
Yes, sir.
And I can't believe you just sat here and lied.
Yep, go ahead and give me your ID.
Can you call your supervisor to the scene?
I am a supervisor.
I need another one.
Okay.
I need a lieutenant or somebody else.
Okay.
Actually, I'll go and do this type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I'm just curious.
I mean, hey.
Criminal activity, there's nothing to worry about.
So why are you asking for my ID then?
Because you're not answering me. And when you're not answering me, how do I know you're not filming this parking lot to come shoot it up?
It's called the Fifth Amendment, right?
So I can check on that if it's suspicious. And part of that checking is to identify you. So if I get
It's suspicious, a felony or misdemeanor.
Even the officers knew deep down that the auditor was right, as he was making complete sense, but they didn't have the guts to accept the truth. Shortly after, a sergeant arrived and he kept escalating the matter.
Hi, sir. Again.
Name, badge number?
Sergeant Forrester, 301.
All right, how you doing?
Good. How can I help you?
Well, he contacted me. He wants my ID for no reason, so I need a supervisor to let him know that, you know, without any crime being committed, I don't have to present my ID.
Well, he actually got a call on you.
Well, what crime have I committed?
Well, anytime somebody calls in and reports suspicious activity,
It's suspicious of felony or misdemeanor.
it's neither one. But he asked.
Okay, thank you. So he said it was a misdemeanor. So now we have a conflict on which one it is.
Well, these cops may have been tyrants, but this sergeant was taking things to a whole new level.
We don't have a conflict at all. We have a conflict with
hold on,
you're acting,
whoa.
Taping
whoa.
a parking lot in today's
Whoa.
day and age, that's fine.
Whoa.
That's fine. You ain't got to whoa nothing.
Whoa. What's your name and badge number?
My badge number is 201. It's
Whoa.
Lieutenant Holcomb.
Whoa.
Holcombe. Now,
Whoa. Whoa.
let me have an ID.
This is the intimidation factor right here.
Have an ID, please.
What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed?
An ID.
What crime have I committed?
You're gonna be failure to listen to a law enforcement officer ask you for an ID.
What crime have I committed?
An ID?
What crime have I committed?
Have you got an ID?
What crime have I committed?
Videotaping our parking lot and walking around the police
Is that a
department.
crime?
Yes, sir. Right now, in
It is.
the day and age that we're dealing with, yes, sir. It is a crime.
What crime have I committed today?
Anytime there's a suspicious person.
Is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
It's a. Let me see
Whoa,
your ID.
whoa.
You got the count of
Whoa.
3 or you're going to jail.
The sergeant was being incredibly aggressive, as he had no respect for Mr. Valentine. He kept threatening him with arrest, but the auditor was unfazed, as he knew his rights very well.
I see I got one hand on my camera.
1,
Whoa.
2,
Don't shoot
3.
me.
You're under arrest.
Whoa.
Yes, you were.
The officers proceeded to handcuff him just for filming in public and refusing to give his ID, which he was again not legally required to do so. Soon the cops took him to the back of the police cruiser and snatched his phone. However, the camera was still on and we can hear the cops in the background.
Guess what? You're going to see the inside of the South Carolina jail.
Oh,
Right
now you
here.
want to right. There you go.
Like I heard you say something.
We got a call. That was walking through the Century Insurance parking lot. They filmed our parking lot. Yes, he filmed him when he drove by, so I got out and started talking to him. He wouldn't answer me at all. Put your hand back. do anything wrong.
The only reason these cops came over was because of a call. It's bizarre to think how a 911 call made by any unknown person can have you in jail while you are breaking no laws.
And I told them, I said, we're Terror versus Ohio, now you're being suspicious, so I can detain you and I need to see your ID. What crime have I committed? Didn't have an idea. It's probably going to be that guy.
The plot of the movie.
I'll look it up.
Do you think the same could be said for right now in advance of the possibility of something like this happening? These seem
I'm the one to
very much there in the sense that we've got to, as individuals,
move from friendly conversation
be responsible about doing all we can to push back on these infringements on constitutional rights. Isn't that what's necessary now?
Private facility as well. What I'll do too is, because I don't know what's on the cell phone or what you're recording. I think that cell phone should go, right?
That would be a good idea.
Who knows what you're doing?
It's a good idea. Get a talk with the detective so we get search warrant and download everything on it.
I'm sorry? I've got your phone.
Mr. Valentine was then taken to the police station, but was soon let go. However, this video caused severe uproar on the internet, and as a result of this, the police chief resigned just 3 months later. Well, these cops turned out to be tyrants, but the actions of the next officers will leave you shocked.
Lift up your shirt and turn around. Walk back.
I am livid. You know what?
No, I understand that.
And you guys have him handcuffed. He just got out of school. You're talking about a 4.2 GPA kid.
On August 15th, 2022, España Police Department put out a BOLO, or a B, on the lookout for a white Toyota pickup truck that had been used by someone committing robberies in the city earlier in the day. Soon after, a New Mexico State police officer observed a vehicle that matched the description and initiated a traffic stop of it. However, he had no idea that he was making a huge mistake.
756, suspect in that robbery. 76 and 106. Hey, let me see you get out! Put your hands up! Open the door! Put your hands up! Walk back! No, hey, no! Open, let me see your hands! Walk out! Walk out! Walk back! Let me lift up your shirt! Turn around! Lift up your shirt and turn around. Walk back. Turn around, walk back. Walk, walk. Keep on walking back. Keep on walking back. Keep on walking back.
Keep on walking back.
Keep on walking back. Get on your knees. Get on your knees. Hands on your head.
I got you covered. I got you.
Stay right there. Keep your hand on your head. Up. I'll talk this way.
The person sitting inside the truck was not the suspect they were looking for. In fact, he was a 17-year-old high school student, Adam Pacheco, who had been mistaken as the suspect.
That's your truck? Yeah. I just got out of school.
You were in school the whole time?
Yeah. I live here. This is my house.
That's the same truck?
Same truck, bro.
Yeah.
Good? That's cool. Who is this?
Who's this truck registered to?
This is my truck. This is my dad's.
Your dad's?
His name's Adam Pacheco.
Okay, who's Lisa?
Lisa? That's my stepmom.
Where's she at?
She's at home.
Where?
What's it called? That's the movie theater.
La Mesilla?
Yeah, La Mesilla.
No, that's where the mom is.
Which is Lisa, right?
Adam was visibly confused and shocked to see loaded fire pointed at him. He had no clue what had happened, as the useless officers had mistaken his truck for the one used for the police. They proceeded to make him sit in the back of the police cruiser as they continued their investigation.
I said, man, you're under arrest, brother. Just have a seat. You want to call your mom? What do you want to do? You want to call your mom? Where's your phone at?
It dropped, I think.
I think you left it in your...
No, it dropped.
Oh, it dropped over here?
I think it dropped now.
Okay, I'll go get it. Hey, I'll go get it. And then we'll call your mom, okay? This is it?
No, but I don't know if it's like the actual truck they saw on something.
You know my mom's?
Huh? I know, that's what I'm saying.
There's no way. Have trucks. There's Richard Lisa, right?
Yeah, to both of them?
No, it's just under her.
It's just her? You got nothing on, no weapons? No? I'm gonna take off the handcuffs, sir.
Hi. I don't know. So, like, there's cops here at the house. And I tried to pull into the house and I got pulled over. And then, I don't know.
The teenager soon called his mom, who was furious at the police officers for this misconduct. This was extremely unprofessional and embarrassing for the cops.
Right now, so the truck that he's driving matches the description of an armed robbery that took place in the city today. Okay. Well, like I said, it just matched the description, so we're just... So he's under arrest, but the police department wants to talk to him.
Okay, he's a minor. You will not talk to him without consent.
That's fine. Like I said, we're just holding him for Espanola Police Department to get here.
Where is here?
It's outside the house.
Just outside the house.
We're at the intersection of 106 and 76.
Okay,
So did that happen
you are
today?
not to talk to him until I get there.
It's okay. That's fine.
What's up?
That happened today?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
So in the city, but your truck was like
It's the
given.
same thing?
Yeah. It was.
So
Yeah, I understand that, man.
The officers tried to explain the situation to the concerned mother, but she couldn't think of anything else but to take her anger out on the cops.
Hello?
I'm talking.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I couldn't hear you. So I guess there was a confusion, but this was a truck that we were given out to look out for.
I am livid. You know what?
No, I understand that.
And you guys had him fucking handcuffed. He just got out of school. You're talking about a 4.2 GPA kid.
I understand, ma'am, but that's the information that we're given, you know. So that's why we pulled him over.
Your information before.
Yes, ma'am. But that's the information that we were given.
Name, and I need your badge number.
Okay, Officer Rodriguez.
And what is your badge number?
135 now.
135?
Yes, ma'am.
You will be hearing from my attorney. This
Okay.
is ridiculous.
That's fine, ma'am.
You literally detained him and put him in handcuffs. He's a fucking minor.
No, I understand, but at the time we don't know that, so that's what we were rolling for.
What are you doing with him now?
So he's gonna get released. He's gonna go home.
This is fucking ridiculous. You
Yes,
will
ma'am.
be hearing from my attorney.
Okay, that's fine.
What is your manager? Is this Espanola PD or who the hell are you?
So Espanola PD is the one that received the call, and they're the ones that put out the bolo for the vehicle. This is State Police.
This is ridiculous. And nothing in your right mind said he's a fucking minor?
No, ma'am. Well, we don't know. We don't know because the vehicle's not registered to him. It's registered to you, right?
The corrupt cops were still not accepting their mistake as they kept giving lame excuses for the arrest. However, finally, the boy's mother arrived at the scene and the cops let him go.
Give me your supervisor's name.
Okay, so it's Lieutenant Casales.
Fucking ridiculous. I will call him because apparently you're an idiot.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am. That's fine. There you go. What's up? You're good to go, bro. Yeah. No worries.
She's just freaked out. I was freaked out.
No, that's fine, man. Is that her?
No, that's my Nina. That's my
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So you're good to go? Yeah, you're good to go, man.
So I can take the truck?
Yeah, you can take the truck.
Sorry, babe.
What's
going on?
No, so we were given information that this vehicle was possibly used in an armed robbery earlier in the day. So that's why we pulled it over.
Is this what was going on by McCurdy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we have another case of police brutality that ended up costing his career.
63, show me out on that auto pit.
I said I was.
You alright?
We had a little get together. He's being stubborn about getting checked out, but he said he's all right. I'm all right. So we're just.
You all right?
I told him I want to take
No,
him down.
I ain't all right. I need about $1 million, and then I'll be all right.
Well, you ain't getting that, so.
Yeah.
Well, no shit.
to try and get him. He's always
You go ahead and get that.
I want to get you down.
I got that. You know, I can put that. Okay. Even though it's a complicated.
Yeah. All right. Well, so what do you want to do?
65-year-old Michael Skurlock was riding the bicycle and got agitated after being struck by the car. Moreover, the officer did not try to de-escalate the situation and kept making matters challenging for the old guy.
63, he's not injured, no ambulance needed. Can you run Michael Skurlock?
No, I think I'm on the flip that cover over. I don't think you're going at it right. There you go.
Yeah, I got the tools at the house. You know where I live.
You know, you didn't do that on purpose.
No, sir.
63, did you get my last transmission?
Tenderizing the chicken. I'll come by.
Stop by the house. You know where I be.
I'm glad that you are somebody I know.
Hey, hold on. Don't go anywhere yet.
What do you mean don't go anywhere yet?
Exactly what the fuck I mean. Don't go anywhere yet.
Hey, what the fuck have I done?
I was.
What?
What happened?
He hit me accidentally.
EMS is not needed.
Looking that way to go, and I was starting to ease out. And the next time I see a flash in front of him, he goes.
I was worrying about fucking flat.
Skurlock wanted to ride away because he thought the matter was over. However, the officer was conducting an investigation and ordered him to stop until he was done.
Now, I ain't worried about flat. Look at that fucking wheel. Wee!
Where were you driving?
I got fix a flat in that son. And it ain't supposed to fix the bicycle tire. It adheres the tube to the tire. And that is leaking down. Boom, bang. Let's get this. Now, where did you go? All right, am I through?
No.
What have I got to do?
You gotta wait here.
What for? Tell me.
Till we finish our investigation.
Investigation? There ain't
Matter of fact, have a seat. Have a seat on the curb.
Matter of fact, I was out there laying.
Have a seat on the curb.
The old man agreed and the matter appeared resolved in a few minutes. However, suddenly, Officer Kingsley had a moment of madness as he did the unthinkable.
You're not listening to me.
Have a seat
That's
on the curb.
what you're supposed to do.
Have a seat on the curb.
She hit me. I mean, he hit me, and I thought he saw me.
Hey, have a seat on the curb.
I'm gonna look for my stuff, young man.
All right, turn around.
Come on, now wait a minute.
Hey, relax.
What are you doing?
Hey, you're gonna have a seat. Sit down.
I'll try to have a seat if you'll let go of me. You don't own me.
Put your hands behind your back.
The officer didn't even regard his old age and his helplessness as he banged his head into the police cruiser before throwing him onto the concrete pavement. Skurlock was unconscious, and instead of helping him, the officers kept on with their business and refused to even lend him a hand.
Is he out?
Huh?
Is he out?
It's absolutely disgusting to see police officers treat citizens like this. And to make it worse, the cops were trying to frame the situation as if he was drunk.
You know his name?
Michael Skurlock, I believe.
Is he drunk?
Huh?
Is he drunk?
I don't know. I tried to get him to sit down because it looked like he was gonna walk away. He wouldn't do it, so now I told him, put your hands behind your back and start resisting.
Let me get his information so I can get him out of here. You good holding him? You want some gloves or something?
I mean, I already touched him. I got some gloves.
Ultimately, EMS was called, and Skurlock regained consciousness. He was soon taken to jail, and when he appeared in front of the judge for the first time, he was in terrible condition and needed to be in the hospital.
You got a car, don't you? A Car for what?
To get me home.
No, I don't have a car to get you home in. Come on. Mr. Skurlock, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to have a lawyer present at any interview at the place or district. You have the right to terminate any interview at any time. You don't have to make a statement, but I must warn you, any statement you make can or will be used against you. You're charged with public intoxication. I'm going to set a bond of $581. Can you make bond, sir? I take that as a no.
Yeah, I guess.
What are you going to do? What do we do?
Oh,
He got the laceration on his head. Okay, payment plan or this? Payment plan. Okay.
Oh, how am I here?
He couldn't even stand up on his own, failing to maintain his balance. It was obvious that he needed medical attention.
You got arrested for public intoxication yesterday.
I got beat on this today.
Having to sign that, fill that out. If it has any information, we'll go from there.
Man, I ain't got no way out of here.
No, you're getting out. You're getting out. Sign right here for me.
Oh, God.
Do me your name on it the best you can.
Man, I can't see.
Huh?
I can't see. How do I touch? Yeah.
Right here. Sign your name the best you can.
Okay.
Surprisingly, after giving him a little first aid, the officers moved him here instead of taking him to the hospital.
Okay. Just sit right there on the bench for me. I think this one got, I think this is...
God, mighty.
That got... Yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, hey, you're going to have to be quiet.
I see that.
You have to be quiet by that court. Destiny, come on.
I can't come over.
The judge is out here.
No.
Sit down right there.
The jail staff noticed his deteriorating health and instantly took him to the hospital. It was discovered that Skurlock had a brain bleed and was admitted to an intensive care unit. He spent the next 2 weeks in ICU before he was discharged. However, he remained in the hospital for the next 9 months before he passed away in December 2022. Officer Kinsley was initially cleared of any wrongdoing, but soon he was held accountable and charged with official oppression, a misdemeanor and injury to the elderly, a felony. He could face a sentence of up to 11 years if found guilty. This officer was certainly in the wrong, but you'll be shocked to see the reaction of this female officer when she heard no. On January 16, 2022, Camden County Sheriff's Deputy Christine Newman was on her routine patrol when she noticed a car running a stop sign. She immediately made a traffic stop and went over to confront the driver.
Hello. Hey. Does that roll down? It's dark. Alright. You got your driver's license? Alright. The reason why I pulled you over is you didn't stop at that. She's non-judgment suspended. But she's the only one in the car, so I can't let her drive off. I mean, I can let her sit right here until I leave.
The woman driving the car was compliant and gave her license to the deputy, who returned to her car and didn't seem to be in a good mood. However, no one knew how she would escalate the situation in the next few minutes.
She's on private property at this point. I can't make her get out of her car. I just can't tell her she can't drive it.
What?
I can't make her really get out of her car, I mean, if I'm not arresting her.
Take your stories, Tick too.
I am. I know what I'm talking about. Let me go deal with her real quick, just a second.
I'll probably pull a case number, but
okay.
let me out if you need me.
Yep, thank you. Hey, Dawn. Miss Dawn. Hey. Come on, step out here for me. Because I want you to. Because I'm going to talk to you.
I can't talk to you right now.
No, I want you to step out.
I'd like to stay in the vehicle if there's a reason why.
Yeah, I want you to step out.
But there's not a reason for me to
because
step out
I
of the
told you to
vehicle.
step out, okay?
Instead of giving her a ticket for this minor offense, the deputy ordered her to step outside her car. The woman resisted as she knew she had not committed any crime to be taken out of the vehicle. Deputy Newman, however, was about to completely lose her mind as she went on to do something shocking.
So let's not, I want you to step out because I need you to step out, okay?
I need to have a reason to
You
step
don't
out.
have to. Where is it stating that you have to have a
back over here,
yeah,
please?
come on. Get out. Get out of the car. 1159 Cameron, I need another unit.
40, you en route?
Get out of the vehicle. I am not, I will break this window.
You need them 1018?
She won't get out of the car. Get out of the car so I'm going to break that window.
You're not going to break the window.
18 Cameron, I'm mobile. I'll be to her in 30 seconds.
Get out of the vehicle. Get out of the vehicle right now. Oh my God.
Newman still couldn't answer her questions as to why she was being treated like this. She had no reasonable, articulable suspicion to detain her. She kept on trying to get inside the car and was even issuing threats of breaking her window. As the woman once again declined, the deputy took matters into her own hands.
Listen to me. I really don't want to break your window. I really don't. But when I tell you to get out of the vehicle, you are to get out of the vehicle. So get out of the vehicle.
1118 is 23.
Are you kidding me? Get out of the vehicle right now.
Just hit the damn front of the vehicle.
Get out of the vehicle. Get out of the... Get out! Right, get the out of my fucking car. Right now, get out. Get out of the fucking car. Get out!
The corrupt deputy went on a dangerous power trip, and as she was the poor woman, her body cam fell off. However, her dash cam recorded everything, and you'll be stunned to see what she did.
Get the out of my fucking car. Right now, get out. Get out of the fucking car. Get out!
Newman her brutally by taking her to the ground and ultimately handcuffing her. However, things were about to go from bad to worse as the corrupt deputy was still enraged.
You're right, sit tight. Okay. She hurt, she want or need medical attention. I'll ask her in a minute. Christy's fine, I got Christy. You go check on her. You okay?
I'm sorry.
It's all right, you're okay. Relax.
I just wanted her to step out of the car so I could
know.
talk to her about her. We already discussed it.
Even with handcuffs on, Newman struck her in the face multiple times. She went completely berserk, and the other officers had to intervene. It's disgusting how such individuals are allowed to become cops.
I'm so mad. I'm so like, the f
Just relax.
did that even come from?
start me a squad for the suspect.
I'm sorry. Man, you did everything. I think you did great. You didn't shoot.
I'm just not that person. I know sometimes I'm going to have to taste them, but I'm just a hands-on person.
I think you did great.
However, soon after this incident, Newman was fired from the sheriff's office, and she faced 6 charges, including 1 count of aggravated, 1 count of simple battery, 1 count of making a false statement, and 3 counts of violating her oath of office. She soon turned herself in, and her bond was set at $10,000. The case will go to trial soon, and we hope this tyrant cop gets the maximum sentence. And here's another officer who loves pulling people over without any reason.
You can't just pull me over because I said the police. Is there a question?
Yes, sir. Is that your current?
Do I answer questions?
Okay, I'll just assume that's incorrect then.
In July 2022, a First Amendment auditor known as Clear Lake Community Watch from his YouTube channel noticed a police officer pulling someone over and casually passed a remark. Surprisingly, the officer immediately concluded his stop and then pulled over the auditor.
F police!
Roll it down?
Why do you pull me over?
I'll tell you that if you roll it down.
Why can't you tell me now?
Because the reason I pulled you over is you were yelling something from your car.
So what?
Huh?
So what? That's why you pull me over, because I'm yelling?
I don't know if you're in need of help or anything.
Oh, I don't need help. Thank you.
Deputy Vega from the Harris County Sheriff's Office should have much thicker skin than this, as he just conducted a traffic stop on a person who was only exercising his constitutional right to speech.
Let me see your driver's license real quick.
I don't need help.
Okay, you guys see your driver's license?
What for?
You didn't use the turn signal when you made a turn.
Of course I did.
Let me see your driver's license.
You can hear the sound on the dash cam too.
Let me see your driver's license real quick. You can just crack the window if that's what you want to do.
It's already cracked.
I can't see that.
Well,
This thing.
it doesn't matter. Here. I don't wish to answer questions.
You have to let me know if there's a weapon in the car. Did you not take the class?
I did.
Did they tell you you have to tell them? at the
When you
class?
demand identification, I have to display this. That's what they told me in the class. That's what the law says.
If the officer wants to take the
And
weapon,
actually, if I don't display, there's really not much you can do because there is no penalty attached to that. I have to carry this if I'm carrying this.
are you carrying?
I don't answer questions.
The deputy had no reason to pull him over, as he was now trying to make up a reason to write him a ticket.
Okay, so if you have a weapon in the car, then what?
You got one on your hip. So what?
Do I smell alcohol in your breath?
No, you don't.
How do I know?
Because you can't smell my
I
breath?
can smell something coming
Oh,
out.
really?
Let's see. Let me do some field sobriety.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, where are you coming from?
Huh?
Where are you coming from?
You saw me where I was coming from.
I just saw you driving down.
Are you done with this?
I'm done with that, yeah.
All right, cool.
Where are you coming from?
I don't answer questions. I've already told you. Let me know when I'm free to go.
Deputy Vega's feelings had been hurt, but he tried to make the stop seem lawful. However, the auditor stood up to him, never intimidated by the tyrant.
I want you exiting the vehicle because you have a weapon in the car.
Did I exit the vehicle? Did I exit the vehicle?
Give you a heads up.
Did I exit the vehicle? Hey, can I? You do have a dash cam, right? Very good. You can't just pull me over because I said police. I hope you realize that. Stupid.
Vega decided to come over again, asking for the auditor's insurance. Despite knowing that the deputy had no legal basis for the stop, the auditor continued to comply with Vega's command.
You have insurance on the vehicle?
Yeah.
Can you show it to me, please? It doesn't come back.
Of course it comes back.
Not on my system, it doesn't. Also, it's not typical behavior for somebody to be yelling out of the vehicle. Have you had anything to drink tonight?
Is that your current address, 1622?
Is that a question?
Yes, sir. Is that your current address?
Do I answer questions?
Okay, I'll just assume that's incorrect then.
And why would you do that? Did you read my address on the driver license?
It didn't have an address. It didn't have an apartment number on your driver's
Of course it
license.
does.
Let me see. Can you verify?
You've already seen it. I've already complied with that part.
I know, but I'm just saying it didn't have a driver. It didn't have an apartment number.
Of course it does.
On your address, on your driver's license.
Man.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Finally, the power-tripping top returned with a warning for failure to signal 100 feet before the turn. It was evident that he was just trying to make up for the unlawful traffic stop.
Can I say that I've never met anybody quite like you that would yell at an officer doing their job, but
So,
you have a great
let
day.
me
There's no
understand.
warnings, no fines, no penalties.
May I ask you a question?
There's questions on there. There's the address.
Yeah,
There's
no, I
the-
have a
there's
question.
an incident
Can you
number
get your
on the thing right
supervisor here, please? Is the stop over?
there. The stop is over. You may leave.
All right.
Please don't exit until I get out. Until I leave.
Well, you said the stop is over, right? Okay, I'm not getting out. I will. Okay, there is no need to draw your weapon, man. Fucking drawing your weapon, you. I didn't get out of the car. You told me that already. Yeah. Did I get out of the car? Go. Yeah, right over there. You can.
Well, this cop surely learned his lesson. This next officer was humiliated in front of his fellows. On October 14, 2020, First Amendment auditor Barry Dave decided to conduct a First Amendment audit of the South Padre Island police station, identifying officers who were killing time and not doing their jobs. That's when he was interrupted by an officer who did something shocking.
Goofing off on taxpayers' money. This morning she was itching all over.
Yes, sir. Sir. Sir, can I help you? How can I help you, sir?
You can go back to work. That's what I pay you to do, isn't it?
What's that?
Go back to work.
I'm sorry, no, you're trespassing right now. That's why I'm asking you what you're doing.
Trespassing on
Yes.
public property that I pay for?
Yes.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Yes. You can also take this.
The auditor saw himself getting arrested without breaking the law. Officer David Laird kept escalating the situation, clearly on a dangerous power trip.
Yes, you can. Go take this. Before we find out who you are. Okay. So what is it you're doing back here?
Hey guys.
Your phone is perfectly fine.
Hey
and
guys,
it's on still. See that?
go ahead and call.
Step over here. We're talking to you. So step over here and tell us what you're doing back here. This is private property, and that's why we're asking you.
How can a police department be private property?
You have an ID with you.
How can a police department be
You have an
private
ID
property?
with you, sir.
Ma'am, did you turn my phone off?
You got a...
That's a violation of my First Amendment.
What's your full name and
have a
date of birth?
supervisor?
What's your full name and date of birth?
Can I please talk to a supervisor?
What's your full name and date of birth?
You guys are working on getting a lawsuit. Can you
So
please?
listen, you're fixing to be arrested for failure to ID if you don't identify yourself.
That's a secondary charge. What's the
Do
primary
you understand?
charge? What's the primary
Do you
charge?
understand?
What's the primary charge, sir?
What is your name and date of birth?
Sir, what's the primary charge?
You are being detained right
I'm not
now.
going to answer anything. If I'm detained, then I don't have to talk to you.
The entire arrest was made on illegal grounds. When the sergeant arrived, he immediately ordered the auditor's release, leaving Officer Laird humiliated.
I like my lawyer, please.
Thank you.
And if I'm not detained, I'm free to go.
What is your name and date of birth then?
I like my attorney.
Pat him down, make sure he doesn't have any weapons on him. He's back here walking by the units recording.
He's just recording.
Yeah. So he's just detained right now. I'll cut him loose, I don't mind, but...
First Amendment right, sir?
Huh?
Yeah, he's one of the original. Really? Anything I can see in
that's fine with me.
No signs restricting me from coming back here, sir. Excuse me, sir. You the supervisor?
So.
You guys gonna let me go now?
Yeah, we'll let you go. Let's take him and walk him over there.
Please make sure my phone is still on. If you turn off my phone, I'll be filing a lawsuit against you for violating my First Amendment rights. That phone
Let's
is
take him
my
over.
record.
Cuffs off.
Can you please get my phone first? I want my phone to record this.
What do you need?
That is my
I said let's walk
You
him
cannot
over.
interfere with my First Amendment right.
After being humbled by the sergeant, Laird still had to listen to Mr. Dave, who taught him a lesson.
Please bring my phone back. Make sure it's turned off.
I don't know who that was.
Please record them taking my cuffs off. Ma'am? Please record them taking my handcuffs off. They're gonna take off the handcuffs. You gonna calm the down next time?
Oh, I'm very calm. I'm always calm.
You ran up and grabbed me, threw handcuffs on me for a First Amendment.
I don't know what you're back here for.
You just got yourself in a world of shit.
Go ahead.
You don't need to know what I'm back here for.
Yes.
What did I do, sir? What was your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I had committed a crime, was about to commit a crime, or had just committed a crime?
You're standing around walking back here recording us in our unit.
Oh, so that's against the law? Recording you is against the law. Did you hear that, guys? This was Officer, sorry, what's your name and badge number?
David Laird.
Sorry?
David Laird.
Good, I'm going to get to know it very well.
Okay.
You'll be listed in the lawsuit.
You have that card for that other one?
Yeah. They're still up there in the front.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, we're escaping, you guys. They're already starting to cover up. I need everyone's badge. I need no, I'm pretty long for you to say.
So we need fences back here. You have your card? Or the card?
Yeah.
No, they're waiting over here so I can go to them.
It's not every day that police officers are humbled in their police station, but Officer Laird definitely learned a lesson that day. He hung his head in shame as he returned inside without apologizing to Dave. Despite being proven wrong, Laird didn't have the guts to apologize to him. The auditor instantly reviewed the situation and filed a lawsuit against Officer Laird and the city. The case is ongoing, and we hope he gets the monetary compensation he deserved. It appears that public officials love getting owned by auditors, as this guy chose the wrong man to mess with.
This ends up on the internet. I'm suing you if you make a profit.
Okay. Good luck with that, buddy. You've never sued anybody in your life.
I'm not following you. Now you following me.
On May 3rd, 2021, First Amendment auditor Rafael Gomez, who goes by the name Rago Monkey, decided to conduct a First Amendment audit of the Miami-Dade Transit building. However, just as he entered the building, he faced some resistance from the public official.
From Miami-Dade County? How's it going, sir?
The temperature is above 100 degrees.
That's impossible, sir. I've been in government buildings all day.
I'm not gonna argue with you. The temperature is above 100 degrees.
That's impossible, sir. I've been in government buildings all day. I've been under these temperature readers all day.
Right, but it's on video that the alarm went off, correct?
All right, so do your measurement again.
It is. It's measuring you right now.
Sir, I do not have any disease, any malaise.
Put your mask on, please.
I don't have to put my mask on because
Depart the building.
Governor DeSantis has suspended all local rules.
Depart the building. Depart the building.
Governor, who are you, sir? Before anything, who are you?
I'm telling you to depart the building.
Gomez wasn't impressed by the officials' cheap tactics to sway him away, fully aware that the COVID-19 regulations had been lifted. However, the official continued to escalate the situation.
I'm allowed to film in the public lobby, sir. You don't know the law, sir. Yes, I can, sir. You don't know the law.
Are you gonna leave the building? Yes or no? Answer the question.
Let me do what I have to do.
Are you gonna leave the building? Yes or no?
You're violating Florida law,
I'm
sir.
not violating anything.
And you're violating
Are you gonna leave the building?
You need to social distance,
yes
sir.
Or no? Yes or no? Answer the question.
I'm not answering any questions. I haven't violated any laws. I haven't violated any rules, any laws. I'm allowed to record in public, sir. This is a public building, sir.
Could you send me to my location? I have an individual
There's a police officer outside right now, sir.
Not wanting to depart the building.
Are you trespassing me? Are you trespassing me from a public building, which I've done nothing wrong, sir? I'm well within my constitutional rights. I'm a journalist and I'm getting footage from my news organization. I'm well within my constitutional rights, sir.
The official never identified himself and grew increasingly aggressive with each passing minute. He had no answers to Gomez's question. Officials like him are the ones who cause trouble for their city.
Leave the property. You're not leaving the property? Okay, that's fine.
Who are you, sir? Who are you? You have no right to trespass me. I haven't violated any statute. This is a Florida. This is a public office.
Male, light skin, black shirt, blue shorts.
Tell them my name. Rafael Antonio Gomez. Tell them my name.
Rafael, you need to leave the building.
No, sir, I do not.
Rafael, you need to leave the building.
I haven't violated
All right,
any
I've already
statute.
told you 3 times.
I'm allowed to record in public, sir. Governor DeSantis has suspended all COVID-19 local rules. Do you not understand the Florida law?
Rafael, do you not understand that I'm telling you to leave this building?
No, sir, because I'm allowed to record in public, sir. You don't have that authority. Am I being trespassed, yes or no?
Rafael, you're being asked to leave the building.
Am I being trespassed?
Rafael, you're being asked to leave the building. You're being told to leave the building.
Who are you? And I'll leave.
Leave the building.
Who are you, sir?
Leave the building.
Who are you, sir?
Rafael, you're not gonna leave the building?
No, because I'm allowed to record in public. You think this is the first time I do this?
Hang out, Rafael. Hang out.
You think this is the first time I record in a government office?
Rafael, if this ends up on the internet, I'm suing you if you make a profit.
Okay. Good luck with that, buddy. You've never sued anybody in your life.
Rafael.
You've never sued anybody in your life.
About. Rafael, depart the building, Rafael.
No, I'm not. I don't have to, sir. I don't have to. You don't understand? This is a government office, and I'm allowed to record in public. I've done this before. You're out of. You don't have that authority, sir.
Having no respect for the law, he called the police. Gomez decided to wait outside the building for the cops to arrive when something shocking happened.
So I'm gonna wait for the police outside because he called, he doesn't know the rules, he doesn't know the laws, and I'm gonna wait outside. If anybody's gonna get sued, it's you because you're violating my civil rights. And you've never sued nobody. I've sued people in federal court down the street, pal. And I'm suing the police department. 5 lawsuits. Don't get into realms that you don't understand.
No. Have a good day, Rafael.
I'm gonna wait outside for the police.
Hurry up. Now you're videoing. Now you're nice. Relax. And now you're videoing.
I'm not following you. Now you following me. Now you following me. You're the one acting stupid. You called the cops.
You follow me over here, bro.
I didn't follow you.
Guys, get off. You guys, get off. You're not Hollywood, bro. You're not with that Hollywood right now, bro.
You're unprofessional and you need to be fired. You're unprofessional and you need to be fired. How's it going, officer?
How you doing?
Come here so I can explain to you what happened.
Okay, talk to him and I'll talk to him.
Officer, please, before we get started, can you provide your name and your badge number?
What's going on?
No, provide your name and your badge number first.
With the camera off, the security official tried to attack Gomez. Quickly turning it back on, Gomez launched into a rant against the corrupt official. However, the Miami-Dade police officers understood the situation and took steps to address it.
Just to let you know, I have lawsuits on Miami-Dade Police Department, so there might be a conflict of interest.
Okay, so what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna just stay out here? What's your goal?
He called the police department, so I was waiting for the police.
Okay, the police are here, so what is it that you need?
Ask him, because he called the police on me when I'm well within my rights to record in public.
I'm talking to you. You are within your rights. Is that all you want to do, is stand out here and record? Because
that's all I'm doing.
Okay, we'll carry on then.
Thank you. And I was recording in a government office, and I'm allowed to record in a government office. Governor DeSantis has suspended all coronavirus 19 rules in the state of Florida. Learn the law.
That's not until July 1st.
No, he suspended it.
Until July 1st. July 1st wasn't
no, the law goes into effect July 1st. He suspended it. He suspended all rules until the law goes into effect.
Having a much better understanding of the law, the officers aligned with the auditor, who was now looking to file a complaint against the official.
Guys, listen. Listen.
Dude, it's all right.
No. Guys, officer, that man tried to assault me, and he had to hold him back. I want to press charges for assault.
Hold him back because he was
I want to press charges for assault. I want an incident report number. He called you guys. I want an incident report now, for the record. I'm filing a complaint. That's inappropriate. That's unprofessional.
Yeah, you can call the office if you want.
No. I want an incident report from Miami-Dade Police Department. They showed up. So I could go to the state attorney's office and press charges for assault.
Did he touch you?
No, he doesn't have to touch me. You don't know the law, sir. You don't know what assault is. He came up to me in an aggressive manner. He came up to me in an aggressive manner.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to understand.
Are you his supervisor?
I'm just trying to understand what happened, though.
He came up to me in an aggressive manner, and you had to detain him with physical force.
I'll get an officer here to write a report for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, Rafael Gomez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just hang out here. I'm gonna have an officer come back here.
All right.
See you to address the issue.
I'll be waiting.
Shortly after, several police officers arrived and headed inside the building to confront the official about the incident. This shows how an incompetent public official can waste taxpayer money and the crucial time of these officers.
I didn't call, the police department called, Miami-Dade called, but for me, I'm the victim of a crime right now.
Would you like to talk about what happened?
Yes, sir. I was in a government building recording. I was kicked out by the security guard. He didn't have the right to. I left the building, and then he got mad at me, and he came and assaulted at me. He came at me in an aggressive manner. That's an assault. It's a violation of Florida statute. Ma'am, do you mind if I have your name and your badge number?
It's Officer Gonzalez, 44859.
Thank you. Blue line
Give me a
flag.
second, okay?
Hey, how's it going? Let me get your name and your badge number real quick.
Officer Macedo, 449.
Thank you. So guys, I'm well within my rights to record in public. I was recording in that government building, which is my
Which one?
The Overtown North building, the same one, but it's right over there north. I'm well within my constitutional rights to record in public. I'm recording. He kicks me out of the building over some coronavirus stuff. Governor DeSantis has suspended all COVID-19 rules and regulations. He suspended it in the state of Florida. He tried to kick me out. Fine, I argue with him. I leave the building. I'm waiting for the police. He comes out of the building. I think he's looking for the police. So I'm walking with him. He's like, don't follow me, don't follow me. I back up and I walk away. Like 5 minutes later, like this, I don't know where he came. I think he came in here, but I don't know. I was all the way over there. I start walking over here because I see there's a police car. Oh, he left already. There was a Miami-Dade police vehicle parked. So I walk over here looking for it, and then this guy comes, oh, you're following me? He's like, dude, I'm looking for the cops. I'm looking for the cops, bro. And then when I say that, he starts coming up behind me and screaming at me. I'm not recording at this point. I had turned off my camera. He starts screaming at me, coming up behind me, aggressive. He got a firearm on him. Two gentlemen had to stop him. One is his co-worker and another black gentleman. They both had to grab him and like, yo, chill, bro, relax. And he's coming up to me in an aggressive manner. And then I pull out my camera and I start recording him. And then he started to chill out. And then I told Miami-Dade police, listen, I'm gonna need to file a police report because just for the record.
Surprisingly, the officers discovered that this was outside their jurisdiction and that the Miami-Dade Police Department needed to be called. It was all becoming chaotic, but finally, the auditor saw some hope in Officer Alfonso.
All right, guys, so they said Miami-Dade Police Department is gonna come over here because this is a county building and it happened in a county building. Yeah. But they were already here, so I don't know why they called you guys.
Well, remember, they call 911, and we're the closest ones to here. But...
No, Dade County Police Department was here. I have everything on camera.
Oh, I mean, remember, we just got here, so we don't...
Dade County called you guys, because I told the officer.
Well, when the Dade County officer was here, did they tell you that you cannot come inside of the premises anymore?
No.
No? Okay, well...
They told me I was well within my rights to record in public. Look, there's Dade County right there.
Okay. You can record, that's fine, but just to let you know, the reason why they told you to step out was because one, you weren't wearing your mask.
I don't have to. COVID-19 rules have been suspended by Governor DeSantis.
Can I speak? I'm letting you know what he was stating, okay? And two, because you also came back with a fever, so you're not allowed in there.
I don't have a fever, and that's COVID-19 rules.
Okay?
That's COVID-19 rules. That's not allowed by Governor DeSantis. It's a violation of Florida law. That's what I'm saying. He assaulted me. Somebody needs to file a police report. Here we got crooked ass Dade County, Mafia Dade Police Department, live and direct. He came up to me in an aggressive manner. Two gentlemen had to pull him off. One was his co-worker and another African-American gentleman. They had to pull him off. And
that building.
It was in the first building, but we were walking over here because he called the police department.
Okay, and the officer that you had an issue with, the security officer, is in this building.
He's in that building right there.
Okay, I guess if you want to go and talk to the officer, you can come over with me, sir.
So I need to file a police report for an assault.
Absolutely, we'll get you a report.
And Governor DeSantis suspended all COVID-19 rules, so he had no reason to kick me out of the building.
Okay.
Just like the previous cops, the female officer went inside and interrogated the official. Fortunately this time, she returned with much better news for Mr. Gomez.
All right, guys. Guys, do we have an assault or not?
We're going to review the cameras for you. Here's the case number and our information, okay?
This is an official incident report paper.
Okay, do you want me to go to my car and get a card?
Thank you. Without the attitude, please.
Okay, Here you go, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Have a nice day,
Thank
sir.
you, guys. Yeah, you guys have a good afternoon. Miami-Dade Police Department, guys. Brown shirts, Mafia Days. Do nothing for nobody. Yes, sir.
Different officers proved Gomez right, not once, but twice, and the official indeed learned his lesson. We don't know what happened with the complaint as of now, but we really hope this corrupt official was disciplined. The next case explores the instance when a state representative came up against a few racist cops.
Chaos and nothing like that. You're a race baiter is what you are. I don't care if you record, but you're doing it to provoke. You're doing it to provoke because you're a race baiter, sir.
On September 26, 2016, several officers from the Little Rock police station pulled over a black man for a traffic violation. Amidst this, one guy started recording the traffic stop from a safe distance when a couple of officers approached him, as they recognized him immediately.
Mr. Walker, what is your concern today?
I'm concerned. I'm a state representative. He happens to be in my district.
Okay.
I don't have to state anything else. But I'm
being polite, just engaging in your conversation. But I don't need to be rude.
But I'm not. You don't have to be. But I'm here just as an observer. This happened to me, by the way. I observed some policemen in Pine Bluff arresting a few black boys 10 years ago. You can pull up the case, Walker versus Pine Bluff, and they arrested me for just watching.
Oh, I'm not giving. You have total right to do exactly what you're doing. Do you understand the circumstances of our stop?
I don't know. I just want to see it. But 5 cops for 1 man? No.
Well, actually,
5 cops for 1 man.
Well, what's going on is both the young officers that you see over there are in training. And there's only 4 of us if you count us. There's only 4.
Well, there were 5.
No, there's only been 4.
Must be that law.
Both me and this officer are training.
All right.
They're in training. So we ride double.
That's fine.
Or there'd just be 2 of us.
All right.
Now, on this particular stop, this gentleman was pulled over because he doesn't have tags on his car.
The man behind the camera was the civil rights lawyer and an Arkansas state senator, John Walker. Even after the cops recognized their state representative, they tried to pick up a verbal fight.
Quick check to see why he hasn't tagged his car led to a warrant that he has for his arrest. That's why he's in that car. He's been treated with nothing but respect from the get-go.
I'm not questioning that. I see traffic being stopped or at least impeded in a way. But it's not necessary.
Well, if you read the traffic laws, that's an emergency vehicle. So it's allowed to park like that.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying.
But you're a lawyer, so you probably knew that already.
I understand that, but all I'm saying is, it's not a real big deal.
Well, it appears to be.
No, it's every time multiple people arrest a black man now, and I'm around, I'm going to take pictures.
Sure.
I am, because there have been too many killings. The killings on 12th Street, the killings on Asher Avenue.
Mr. Walker, have you ever been a police officer?
It doesn't matter about.
No, it does matter.
I've been arrested.
You can answer the question or not. I don't care. But until you walk a mile in the shoes of a police officer, you have no idea what goes on.
No, I know.
You have no idea what goes on.
You don't need.
You're the type of person that goes ahead and tries to exploit this to where it causes chaos and nothing like that. You're a race baiter is what you are. Okay.
You told me whatever you.
I'm just telling you like it is, Mr. Walker.
How can I be a race baiter?
Because you perpetuate the situation.
No.
You try to catch officers up short when they're not having any problems.
Mr. Walker was forced to record the police interaction after seeing the racist encounters around the city. Despite his good intentions, the second officer tried to make it personal, attempting to lecture an esteemed lawyer and statesman on the law.
I'm not trying to provoke you. You're the one that's out here trying to provoke police officers, and it's not going to happen either.
Wait. What have I done to try to provoke?
You sat there filming this. And this is not the first time you've done that. You've done this ever since I've been down here. I started in '94. You've been doing this ever since then.
We passed the law. Okay. One law that I passed in the legislature was that we could record everything.
I don't care if you record, but you're doing it to provoke. You're doing it to provoke. Because you're a race baiter, sir.
Let me ask you this.
I didn't ask you. I didn't invite you over here.
Would you have stopped today and videoed had this been a young white male?
I don't know.
That's right.
Because all I know is that I stopped.
That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. You're only here to cause trouble. So you are welcome to sit here and film all you want to. We're done. We're done. Come on.
But look, I didn't know who was in that car.
We didn't know the race.
It's not necessary. No, you can
we didn't know the race of the person driving the car.
Look.
Okay? And you can say, look, or you did know, or whatever you want. It's a simple fact. You can't look through a window and with a darkened window and see who who is in the vehicle.
Anytime you arrest people in this area,
it's a 50-50 shot. Boom.
Greater than anything else.
All you do is try to provoke people. Okay, that's all you do.
But I tell you what, if you need our assistance, you give us a call. We'll be there.
By all
for you.
means, if you need help, call us. We'll help.
We'll be there anytime you need our help.
After a lengthy and painful discussion, in which the officer even called him a race baiter, they finally allowed him to film the encounter. However, these officers were about to go against their word moments later.
Back over there. Back over there.
What? We got a right to...
Okay, no you don't. You got a right to go over there. If you're in the middle of my traffic stop. If you want to impede,
Yeah, I'm a traffic stop right now.
You will go to jail. I'm not playing. Go back over that side, please. I'll tell you one more time to go back on that side. You are obstructing justice. Go back over there where you were at. You can do whatever you want to do over there. Look around back here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm watching, so.
All right.
On the side. I ain't never been either one of them in my life.
Accompanied by another attorney, Mr. Walker decided to shoot the traffic stop from the sidewalk, but the officers arrested them immediately. Once again, this was a violation of their rights, as they had never interfered with the officers' proceeding.
Push me around. Take it over here in front of our camera.
Push me around. No. Hey, that one's empty, Jeff. How do you say that?
How are you? What's your name, Miss Ross?
You just said it.
What's your first name?
Jay.
Jay, okay. Are you a trainee?
Did you want to have it?
Where are the cameras? Where were the cameras before? They weren't always on.
The camera is always on.
The sergeant explained that he would be charging Mr. Walker for interfering with the police. It's crazy to see how these tyrants use intimidation tactics to arrest anyone they wish.
He's beating the car. Do you not feel him beating the car?
I want that microphone here for Mr. Walker.
No, you don't have to have me say
Oh, yes, sir, I do. Well, you know, you've been doing this long enough, you know you don't walk up in an officer's traffic stop.
I was not walking in an officer's traffic stop.
Yes,
I walked across the street, and I was standing on the sidewalk.
Sir,
I was standing on the sidewalk. I am not interfering with governmental operations.
Sir, you are. Well, you're going to get charged.
But I understand you're going to charge me with it.
Are y'all here to do our transport? Okay, never mind. I see him back over here. We got two warrants here. He wants to come over and interfere with our operation, so.
No, that is not true.
Are y'all here to do our stop?
Yeah, over here.
All right, do our transport. Y'all take him. Make sure you over here for me, sir.
I've already been patted down and been.
No, you're fine. I'm Officer Sanders, sir. Just for training purposes, I'm going to let my officer Lakey patch you down here in a second. Before we let you have a seat. All right. I'll be honest with you. If you like, you want to put him in that position. I'll see him. Walk over here for me, sir.
So they're recording from over here on the side while we're doing it. Him and the other guy in his car. And then they decided to walk over right in the middle of the cars. And they're like, don't come over here, you're impeding in our operation. Move away. I'm not impeding. And then this guy said he got a right to be here, so.
Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw corrupt cops get humbled by citizens. It's truly remarkable to witness these entitled officers being put in their place by law-abiding individuals. If you agree with me, please consider showing your support by liking this video, and also make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here.